trust in love. It's like this whole world keeps on messing it up. Yeah, I thought that I could do better if I just believed. Yeah, I'm thinking back to when you were in the sweater that you got from me. Oh, now it's so complicated. Why is this suffocating me? I felt elevated when you used to lay with me. Should've known better than to trust in love. It's like this whole world keeps on messing it up. Yeah, I thought that I could do better if I just believed. Yeah, I'm thinking back to when you were in the sweater that you got from me. Oh, now it's so complicated. Why is this suffocating me? I felt elevated when you used to lay with me.
I wanna be your alien queen. We can ride to the moon in your space machine. You get me in the mood. It feels so fucking good. Just what my body needs. You should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me from the night. I wanna be your alien queen. We can ride to the moon in your space machine. You get me in the mood. It feels so fucking good. Just what my body needs. You should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me from the night. You should know I can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Another day to lose control. There's a fire in my bones. My sight gets blurry, pushing back the tears. Should take a leap of faith and face my fear. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano.
Got drunk off your love, and I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. No, I didn't numb the pain, but this time I won't collide like I did yesterday. All right, so we're just filling time until we get an actual game.
That's right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the NACE playoffs. We got the first semifinal match coming up today. I'm joined by a couple of UBC players waiting for their matchup tomorrow, but we've got the University of Toronto mirror match tonight. So I'm joined by Kanjiki and Jared. Hello, guys. Thanks for hopping on tonight.
Yeah. Hello. Thanks for having us. It's my second time on the stream, so hopefully we get some good games.
We're gonna have hopefully 3 good games. I mean, I think this series is gonna go the distance. I know we were talking just before this about how these teams are pretty evenly matched with kind of their ups and downs. So while we wait for them to trickle into the lobby, you know, maybe just a couple 1-2 minutes. What are you guys' thoughts on how this series is gonna start out for us?
I mean, I'm more optimistic than Kanjiki that we're gonna see a third game. He seems to think they'll be 2-0, but I think he doesn't give Benchwarmers enough credit. These guys are good players. So I think this will be closer than we expect, even though Boundless should be the favorites, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think Boundless will be the favorite here, and they will just like sweep through him. Although it's true that Benchwarmer is also like a very good fighters.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Having covered a lot of these games this series, I think the matches that we saw in the records of these teams is gonna vouch for that conclusion. Of course, Boundless ended up the full 8-0 over in the East Coast Division. They had quality win against Georgia Tech 2-0 and a couple of forfeit wins, I think, actually against the third place USF. So not getting to see that matchup. That was going to be an exciting one, but had some technical difficulties from the USF side. Benchwarmers, on the other hand, did finish up the season 7-1, lost to UBC. So you guys really crushing their dreams of being the other undefeated team across the league. But that was really the only place that they struggled. They did lose a couple of games, even one game to the Seneca squad, not even qualifying for the playoffs, but otherwise no real problems for them in the regular season. And I think these teams both were really exciting to watch. They have a lot of impact plays, and they do generate chances out of every role.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I expect to see this game is UFT Boundless. They seem to be like a little more farm-oriented. Whereas I noticed when I was playing against UFT Benchwarmers, like 0 people would ever show on lanes. It just made the game hard to play. Like even if we won the game, it feels like it's just hard to farm against them. They're always off map. Whereas UFT Boundless, they seem like a team that's more content to trade farm. So I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out because it's 2 different playstyles.
Yeah, and I think something that I'd be remiss not to mention is these teams both being from Toronto. You know, a lot of these players being on the same roster as recently as last season. You know, there's a lot of dynamics that'll come into play that aren't just these, you know, these teams have played in NACE 1 or 2 games in the past. There's going to be a lot of history and a lot of, you know, players already understanding what the other team's going to want to do. So I think there's going to be a lot less, you know, getting caught out by surprise in these series. There's more of a, you know, team-to-team like meta that you only see at the higher level pro Dota when teams have really played against each other a lot between scrims and officials. This is kind of going to be a similar scenario, right, where players do understand what each team brings to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I actually ended up playing on one of these scrims. I subbed in for Benchwarmers, and I played offlane for them, and we did manage to win the game. I think, Sam, you were also in that game, right?
One, I don't remember.
You were Quap and I was Centaur. Anyway, I think what I'm trying to say is like these guys, yeah, you're right. They definitely know a lot more about each other than a lot of these other matchups go. Because, you know, when we play these CSL games, oftentimes you just don't know. Like the best we can go of is like we can just check their Dota buffs and stuff. That doesn't really tell us that much about how these teams like to play the game. You can even see like warding dynamics. I remember when I was playing on Chica's team against Boundless, he had like all the war spots down. He really did his homework, like he knows everything. So
yep,
this will definitely be really different from what we're typically used to seeing.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys or, you know, what you want to actually talk about with how you handle things now, but I remember playing for Northeastern a couple of years ago when we would scout teams, and when I would scout teams, the only real things that I would look at is, kind of their overall drafts, maybe what they were picking and banning regularly, not just, targeting against teams, but then also, the first 4 or 5 minutes where you put that first, second ward coming out, and if they do like to make some aggressive, pre-horn moves, like that kind of thing. But beyond that, I mean, the league is not, nearly serious enough, nor do people have the time to really get in depth and scout. And as far as I know, only a handful of teams have someone in like the coach manager position who is doing this kind of work on the outside and not playing for the team as well. So I think there is, a lot of that we don't get to see through most of the season, and even doubly so when you think about these playoffs and it's teams from one division playing against teams from the other for the vast majority. So teams that haven't even seen each other throughout the regular season as well.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's like preparation levels are different in this league. I mean, we typically for the regular season, I think it's really hard to prepare because you just have to play every season, like a game every week this season, and it's like you kind of just want to go off. Like you can give yourself like 10 minutes to prepare, like 15 minutes just to like get everything down, like you said, the early rotations and ganks and stuff. Maybe like the first ward, but typically we don't really do much more than that. But for these playoff series, I think it's worth it, especially when these teams, they're really getting up there in terms of skill, in terms of drafting and game knowledge. It really pays to know your opponent well. And so we typically try to do more of that work in that area. But I think Sam doesn't really do much of that work. He doesn't really like care that much about drafting. So it's mostly me. And now we have a coach. And so we talk to him a lot. I talk to him a lot. He's
Is that new this season?
Sorry. No, actually, he wasn't even our coach. He was just like, you might know him. He's Panders. He used to be like, he's a student now at UBC, and but he used to coach 5-Rat.
Okay.
And he happens to be friends with our offlaner, and so he introduced us, and like he's been giving us decent ideas. But he mostly helps drafting. We don't really have like enough time to go over like how to play the game or like thorough replay analysis, just because I mean we have other priorities other than Dota.
Come on, are you telling me UBC isn't actively boot camping in the middle of the semester? What a shame.
That would be pretty fun, but unfortunately,
I think
we
it
do
would
not have
be
the time.
a lot of fun, and it's interesting hearing about your guys' situation. I know that talking to USF earlier this season came out that DNM was coaching for them, and that was something that kind of caught me out of left field. I'd not heard that from them, and it sounds like it's more of a long-term arrangement, but as far as I know, those situations are few and far between across the league.
So we're not actually seeing a tiny ban now that I see it. And UFT balance for insta-picks tiny. I'm very surprised they chose to ban Grimstroke instead of tiny on
They are
Benchwarmers,
flying through the draft, the first couple bans as well,
tiny
by the way.
ban.
Yeah.
This was definitely all prep. I mean, I think the first 3 bans on Benchwarmers are like exactly what you'd expect, but I expected a tiny instead of Grimstroke. They were just targeting the people who have more limited hero pools, I think.
Yeah, we did see 7 support ban. I think that is, rare even for today's Dota with so many, first pickable carries. We do see, full 7 supports banned out.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
Sorry,
But
go on,
I
Sam.
think sorry. Yeah, but I think like this is all preparation because they know that the supports doesn't actually play a lot of heroes that they are comfortable with. For example, like Lychee King, he probably only play like Skyred match and then the Oracles, and then recently he used to play like Grimstrokes a lot in the lobby as well. So that's why like they just like ban all of his heroes, and that might be why the tiny was open.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I think part of the reason is also like if you're Benchwarmers, it's like you don't really want to ban out the mids for Boundless because they literally have a mid who can play every hero, and then they also might not be that concerned about the carry player on Boundless because he seems to be like lower MMR. So maybe they're just going for the supports because they think that these guys are like the high impact roles, which I really think is the case in this team because both of these teams have really good support players. So I think the support meta is gonna define the series a lot.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. Watching both of these teams, we talked about how Benchwarmers is kind of a more ambitious team, we can say, playing a lot more off map and making these rotations. But Boundless too really has been defined by their ability to make solid rotations, pretty early on into the game and rely on their map movement later on as well. So I think the support play is going to be a big deal throughout the series, and we'll see who gets the upper hand out of this draft for game 1, see if that continues through the series as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm curious to know whether we can get the information whether UFT Boundless pick first pick, because they typically like having second pick so that they can 24 pick their high ranked player on mid, but I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see, unfortunately. It's something I've been trying to keep track of in lobbies throughout the season, because I've seen so many games this season where we end up with the same exact configuration, where it'll be, the same team gets second pick for all 2 or 3 matches in the series, and then end up on the same, Radiant Dire side as well. And that's always interesting to me with who picked what in the first, the first set, where you win the coin flip, you get this, and then obviously it's you picked one that your opponent wanted as well, and it makes things a little bit more awkward going into game 2, when you end up the same way, because it feels like you have given concessions to your opponent, accidentally or unknowingly in that game 1, but it's hard to keep track of who actually picked what in the coin flip, where it's easier once it's coming in the chat, right?
Alright, so we see the Centaur into the tiny Magnus lane. I mean, this is like what UFT Boundless, they seem to like to do this a lot. They just play for this tossback in the skewer. To me, this seems slightly dubious. I feel like you could punish this, but these heroes are not too strong in lane outside of the combo. But maybe they're just saying, okay, you guys are not good, and we're just going to skewer you. So, seems to be what they're saying.
It's worth noting
Yep,
it's worth noting they banned out the Faceless Void right before picking this as well, which is probably the best hero into the tossback idea, where you just simply cannot kill the Void. CM is just food to these tossback plays. It's so hard to contest this CM into the Tiny Magnus, just because you're so slow. Unfortunately, as swift as CM is, get outpaced by the boulder.
And the opponents will make a problem with CM, and then we just toss back to Magnus. But I think
Razor.
The CM
is it gonna be a Razor carry?
Play.
I don't think so. I feel like this is like a telegraph Razor mid. If I know these guys, I'm pretty sure they don't play Razor carry on Wazi. So I think this has to be Razor mid.
Interesting. I actually don't dislike the Razor carry into the Tiny Magnus lane. I think you can get out from under tower as long as you're not getting skewered super deep. And Link is kind of a problem for Magnus early on, but I will defer. If they don't play the Razor carry, then the mid matchup into DP isn't horrific either, and we still, could potentially see the DP flexed over to 5. I think Boundless has run that just the other week.
The insider information is this is definitely a 5 Death Prophet. With 100% certainty, this is 5 Death Prophet.
Interesting. I've seen them pick it 5. I don't actually know if they picked it 5 in every match that they played it this season. They have 3 matches on it this season, the DP.
It probably is every game. And I don't think they play on offlane or mid at all.
I don't have a good filter to check. I can only see how many times they've picked it, not where they played it.
Well, people in chat, you're just gonna have to trust me at my word. This is definitely Death Prophet 5, and they've only played Death Prophet 5.
I'm surprised if they don't have the potential to flex it to mid. Not that they necessarily would want to, right? But it feels to me like one of those heroes that you can just rely on, oh yeah, if I don't play this, I can at least, go even in lane, press Exorcism, run down towers, play my game.
They definitely can, but I think if your best player by far is your mid laner, I don't think you want to have him playing Death Prophet. If you want to have him playing something stylish.
I think the mid laner will want to pick something that can actually do ganks, catch, very short cooldown.
Oh, okay. This is actually a hero that I think is much better than people give it credit for. We did play it, I think, against Indiana, but I think this hero is good. Against Razor and Centaur particularly, These guys want to go in. These guys want to go in and then run away.
10
Hoodwink. These guys all just walk really quickly, but they walk, and now you just rupture them.
seconds remaining.
And that's the idea. It's just a simple idea. We rupture, and we even have the skewer. If things get dicey, you RP skewer them into the rupture. They just insta die. So I think this hero is really strong in lane. He probably can survive the Centaur lane. He's one of the only heroes who can tank the harass. And I'm really excited to see this hero because I'm pretty sure this hero is underrated.
I love watching Bloodseeker. I do think that it's been in not the best place. Now, the SNY and Radiance buffs, depending on the build they go for on the Bloodseeker, do help this hero out. And something worth noting, too, with the Blood Raid against Hoodwink, feels super nice to scout this hero in trees, because Hoodwink's so low HP, it takes, one jump from Tiny, where if you're just able to get some extra vision to the side from Bloodseeker to kick things off, can be pretty useful as well. But you are right that people are undervaluing this hero. I've been seeing it a little bit more in pubs, but I haven't seen too much success out of it in recent days either.
I think he has a 53% win rate in Divine, or he
Is
just
that
might
right?
not
No,
have.
that's not what I saw like last week or a week and a half ago when I was investigating a little bit, but who has
He might
time
not have
to
a
play
good winner
pubs
on Pro
nowadays?
Tracker, but I definitely know in Divine Plus he has a good win rate. And these Pro Trackers like for 8k plus, so
Yeah.
it might be better here.
5 seconds.
Pro Tracker
It's
does have it
actually
at 49%. Which is really not bad. I mean, honestly, there's not a ton of carries that you're, the happiest to play nowadays. So 49% on carry doesn't feel so bad to me
Yeah.
on Pro Tracker.
So they banned Pango and Lina. It seems like a very, very, very good Dukes game. You have this Bloodseeker. Like, we have people who go in for you. I feel like Zeus seems very strong. But then again, it doesn't make sense why they banned Windranger if they were going to pick Zeus. And why they banned Windranger if they already have Bloodseeker. So I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to pick. I feel like it's a Zeus game. I don't know what you think, Sam.
I'm thinking they're going to pick like one of the spirits, like Sprawy Storm Spirit or Ember Spirit. Because
By the way, Leshrac completely
Yeah,
uncontested so far.
That's what I was gonna say. Lesh being in the pool, I don't know if that changes the calculus on Zeus at all. If you might think about being unhappy matched up into a last pick Lesh.
I think typically, Razor is known as a counter to Leshrac, but I think other than that, it's probably still fine. Although you do have to watch out for 24 pick.
Radiant team pick.
That's what I
Okay.
was thinking. Yeah, okay.
Alright, so there doesn't seem to be a hero that I can think of that can save. Actually, I can't think of some heroes that can save the game for Radiant. I think PL can probably save the game for Radiant,
Seconds remaining.
and maybe Meepo.
5
But
seconds
other than that, it's looking a bit dicey.
My mind still just goes to if you can flex the Razor 1 and pick something mid that won't just lose, but
I think they might
Not-
have to.
I'm not coming up with, an instant answer there at the top of my head either. Banning out the Storm and Lina themselves makes things quite a bit harder.
I think the Void Spirit is probably one of the best answers to Arcus in mid lane. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it's okay.
This might save the game too.
Definitely see
Alright,
how it
so-
goes. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on who's come out ahead in this draft, because I'm still making sense of it myself.
It seems to me like I think Benchwarmers has a better draft, but I'm not sure how good their mid is at playing Brood. Now, if this guy was like a level 30 Brood, this game is probably over in 10 minutes. Like, I don't see how he does, but because I'm not sure how good he is at playing it, whereas I do know that Boundless, their mid is very good at playing our board, so
Yep.
I'm leaning towards Dire, but if it so happens that Radiant is somehow really good at using this Brood hero, they should have a draft advantage. But just because of I'm not sure how confident these players are at their heroes, because we barely see Broods nowadays. I'm
Yeah.
leaning towards Dire.
Nearly
Yeah.
never. Kinjiki, your thoughts on this draft?
Yeah, it's same as like Jared. Like I'm pretty sure like Broodmother can dominate the lane and dominate the game if he come up on top. But at the same time, the Dire do have some spells that can actually clear out all the Broodlings. So we never know how it will come. Yeah, I think it will come to the mid matchup, which one comes out on top, and that will be the one who win the game.
Yeah, I think something to consider as well is that Bloodseekers feels relatively free in this game.
For battle.
To me, I think it's with not the most lockdown coming through from Radiant, it's gonna be hard to find Bloodseeker because he does like to disengage, re-engage. So it's gonna come down to me to how underrated this Bloodseeker hero really is if he's gonna be as powerful as we're expecting in the early mid game.
One
So he's
thing
gonna
I'll
have to
say
keep
here
up
is
with Bloodseeker with Broodmother timings.
I think Bloodseeker might have choice paralysis in this game because there's like 4 targets that are good rupture targets, and he can only rupture one guy until he's 25. So he has to be very careful with how he uses his ult because you do want to rupture like all of these cores and the Hoodwink. So I'm interested to see who he goes for this game and who his priorities are.
Yeah, you just need to rush that 25, extra Midas, and go for the refresher. Got the 4 ruptures, just rupture everybody.
Now we see the warding meta come into play. Checks for the ward, but there's no ward there because they already know on Radiant. They know worse.
Looks like they're going to deny the ward.
Yeah, I got a little bit of awkwardness. It doesn't look like there's any sentry around, but wanting to make sure that he doesn't get his own word sniped anyway. Less than
That
3.
probably
But...
happened too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Word
but he
gets
got the
denied
deny
anyway. Yeah. Legion King holding on to the sentry there. Without another hero for DP and hitting uphill, it's pretty awkward to try and find that D word.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can see the game through me if you need to.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what we're expecting from the lanes. I think top lane, Bloodseeker should win, but it might be hard. They do have a lot of nukes on Radiant. Bottom lane,
Broodmother is already pushed back. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Bloodseeker should be happy here once you get a couple of levels up. Against Centaur, I think generally you're pretty happy because you can tank through 1 round of nukes, and a couple points in the thirst lets you heal up enough. But the early levels, I mean, we can see you do have to be careful.
A little bit of a misplay there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard too if you're not super confident playing the hero. If you're not using the blood rate a lot and practicing with that, it's pretty easy to misplay the first couple in lane. It gets easier once you have more points in it, but the level 1 damage isn't anything to write home about, so not the easiest to secure your CS through it. Do want to just highlight this mid matchup because we spent a lot of time at the end of the draft kind of talking about how each of these heroes really does have the potential to take over the game. For now, about even the CS slight edge for less than 3 on the Brood, but
Dire's courier.
what are we expecting in terms of this lane? How do we think this is going to go?
I think the theory is that when Brood hits 6, this should be an unplayable lane for Arc. But until then, I don't think he's like a big bully in lane anymore now that Broods have gone away from the Q build.
Me going to the wrong lane. First blood up top, Centaur chasing down for the second one, but Bloodseeker able to get away.
I think a little bit. I'm kind of surprised this Bloodseeker didn't opt to buy a stick first because he's playing against Centaur and Hoodwink. These guys cast a lot of spells, and when you start with level 1 Blood Right, you're kind of a bot in lane because you don't have your E, you can't heal. So I think it might have been a mistake not starting with stick.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
hard.
skewer
It's
fell
fun.
bottom.
Yeah, saw the skewer raised underneath the tower. Tiny falling low as
You
well.
gotta get
But
the kill first, or
oh, it's a
wait,
TP
what?
from the mid as well. Arc Warden down here to make sure that he gets the XP from these kills. Something about it just makes me think this is not worthwhile for the Arc Warden.
Well, his head is a dark place, so I don't know what's going on there with this guy's username, but I don't think
His head is in a strange place. That TP at 3 minutes, TPing away from the mid lane, giving just CS to Brood, who he sends a weaker laner till level 6.
Yeah, so he did set up for a double kill, but they probably would have gotten the Razor without him, and so
He just
all
got
he
one
gets to
assist.
that is a CM. Yeah, he didn't even get the last on the CM, so not sure how worthwhile that is. A little surprised that he opted to do that.
I also think
No,
that
not
his... Good.
Sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think that his bot lane is going to be desperate for help either. I think Tiny Magnus should be, you know, maybe not thrilled about being up against a Razor carry, but, I mean, you're not too disappointed either. You still have this skewer toss play, and Magnus, I mean, we see he's got a double wave under tower now. Like, he's farming fine. So it's not like this lane is so lost that you need this early mid rotation to salvage some farm here.
Yeah, it's definitely not, and I'm really curious. I will probably ask him after the game why he did that, because to me, ganking as a level 4 awkward in 3 minutes
Another
seems a bit
ganking.
suspect.
Saw a big link down bottom, but so far nothing doing, just some trades each way.
So Dire should be really happy with how they're doing bottom. I'm pretty sure this should be a Razor win lane, but Razor CM is pretty strong in lane, whereas Tiny Magnus should not be, but they do fine. And Centaur top lane is somewhere where there's a really big disparity now, I think. And it's only probably going to get bigger because the Centaur hero scales really well with doubles. And Bloodseeker is a hero that cannot jungle. So if this gets any worse, it might not be looking so good for the Dire side.
Yeah, I mean, something to comment on there too is Razor. I know you farm jungle faster nowadays, but Centaur will be, you know, able to take a lot of the jungle farm early on this game, especially with how accelerated his farm is going to be. 30 CS now with 12 denies for the Centaur. So,
Yeah, wow.
I mean, he's going to be pretty happy, and he's also going to be able to play greedy out of the off lane like Centaurs really want to do, without kind of taking from his team. Just down bottom, the toss skewer combination once again, finding a kill.
Yeah, I think when you play against this lane, you really cannot afford to have the lane where it is right now. It's just way too easy for them to play with a toss back. So, and especially when you're CM, it's just super hard. You know you're gonna get tossed, but you just can't do anything about it because you're CM.
Yeah, absolutely. 6-minute runes coming through. It's like the cloning when he dropped down on the bot side. Rune does spawn for him, and it's a shield
There's a
rune for
gank.
hardcore. And this is going to turn the aggression away, or will it? The bushwhack comes through, falling low, and it looks like they will trade out less than 3.
This
Has the
might
spiders
be a
coming
double.
through. He's able to get up to the high ground, and spiders forced to retreat. They melted through that
So
shield
good
rune like it
arc.
was nothing.
Yeah, he had a lot of spiders with his Silken Bowline as well. He's going for the Bloodthorn first also, so this is like what you typically see in pubs from these Russian brutes. Just a Russian Bloodthorn.
I mean, I think it's accurate against Dark Warden as well. Like, I don't think this
Yeah, I
is...
mean, look at the last hits. He's kind of owning mid now.
Yeah, I can even flip it over to net worth already just to show that the game can very easily get out of control in just a couple minutes. Oh, the TP top, yeah. Centaur
So there's
the
that.
tower just
Oh, he's-
walks up, punches down the kill. Don't tell me he
He's
gets
fine.
out of this one.
Oh my god.
The
Oh,
flux
wow.
expired. They thought for sure they had him, so they backed off.
No, I saw the stick on Sam's breed. I
Dire's mid
feel like they might have not checked his items because he's just completely fine now.
That
Back to
is...
the tower.
And so
I mean-
now the Arc Warden is TP top. He's gonna lose his tower probably.
Yeah, and I don't think it's overstating it to say that that is at least a minor disaster for Boundless. That is a
Oh,
lot committed
absolutely.
to not find anything.
And this guy's probably top net worth on Centaur as well, so. With Sam switching net worth.
No, it's Brood. Brood's got it claimed, but second on the
Oh, I
Centaur,
see.
and he's got a pretty significant lead as well. I mean, look at Bloodseeker. He's really been suffering in this lane, like you said. Not going to be able to jungle, just level 4 as
Aggression on the
well.
Centaur. Oh,
Yeah, looks like they might be able to find him. They dropped the Tempest double down, and this time sticking around with the mid. Should end up negating the kill. They're ignoring him again, but they will find it. The greed from Arc again almost cost them there. As Bloodseeker does not kill the Centaur fast at all.
Like we mentioned though, so they do know this Bloodseeker can jungle, and they decide to allocate resources to his lane because they know they have to let this guy reach like at least level 6 so he can start playing the game because he can't farm jungle. So I think that's a pretty smart play from Boundless to gank this Bloodseeker's lane. I mean, they tried the first time, it didn't work, but this time it seemed to be successful.
Yes, I agree. And it's not like that kill we were talking about with the rotation from the mid down bottom super early on into the game where it was unwarranted. This one, definitely, you need to get Bloodseeker back active, and it's worth sacrificing some of your Arc Warden's farm in his game to do so, because otherwise things will just get out of control.
I actually really like that rotation on top with the Arc Warden, because Arc Warden, I mean, sure, you don't get the farm
Okay,
now,
he can die
but
here.
you will have double minus.
He's dead.
Oh. After first, I guess.
Yeah, they just wrapped him in the mid. I was looking at the rotation down bottom where Woo's on the Razor was able to just make a very nice read.
Brood is probably going to go top soon and take the tower. This Bloodseeker is a free kill.
Yeah, you can see the team
Okay, but
pulling up
he's
here
a good
now.
map read. He's out of there.
They're trying to set up on the tower down bottom, Boundless, but they just don't have the heroes at the moment to put a ton of pressure. At least not very fast, so they're gonna end up losing their tower, if not earlier, at least at the same time. See if Benchwarmers want to mount some kind of defense here, but it looks like they'll just trade out.
Been pretty good map movement from the carries, both sides, recognizing their tower is an objective for the enemy team and getting out of dodge. So both of them avoid the gank.
Yeah, I missed that mid gank on my camera watching Razor read the map very nicely. No vision to speak of, but did dodge the pressure coming his way down bottom.
But the Midas is up.
Mea Culpa's farming the scariest camp on the map. This one feels so safe, and you never ever seem to be able to farm it without paying the price.
Yeah.
Anytime a carry's farming this camp in particular, it feels like they're just asking to die. I mean, I understand that it's theoretically safe, but it's almost like whenever you're in the position that this is the only camp you can farm, the enemy team knows it. They know that you're trying to, you know, squeeze something out of the map, and they just make a beeline towards you.
So this Bloodseeker now has no game. This Arc kind of doesn't have a game either. And so we're gonna need to see an early blink on Magnets or something to get the party started for Boundless, because and he is going, I think he has the right read on the game, so he is rushing the blink. So he knows what he has to do, because he's the only guy on the map who can do anything much.
Yeah,
But
I'm really worried here because I'm afraid that the Magnus blink doesn't carry the same level of impact as something like, I know the Tiny is a support, but like a Tiny blink. Because Mag Blink doesn't just set up a, you know, solo or duo kill potential, it's really more of that team fight find. And with Bloodseeker Arc having, you know, the struggles that they have, it's hard to set up a true fight. Like, this Mag Blink isn't the one where you can just roam around with +1 and find kill after kill.
No, definitely not. You definitely need some guys behind you to counter the skewer, to be in position to cast spells. And I don't think Magnus plus Tiny kills anyone barring like CM or Hoodwink on Radiant. The side is only level 5. He doesn't even have tree grab, so he cannot do anything to the spiders. Which is, I'm kind of surprised he went for this build, but...
Even with the level 1 tree grab, do you actually manage to kill the spiders? Like outside of the Avatos combo?
Sam, do you know?
I don't think so. I believe it lacks the damage unless you have like more damage items. But at this case, no.
Yeah. I
Tier 2 top under siege.
There should be a free tower. There's no way Boundless can defend this.
No, I was watching to see if they wanted to smoke up around that Mag Blink. It was delivered, and you know, Boundless were hanging around in the area, but not putting together that rotation. Because, I mean, they know that Benchwarmers are sitting up here. They're going to take this tier 2 tower. You can't set up a full team fight. So for now, just need to slow it down.
At 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's an early one. The Orchid on Brood as well. Combine that with the blink for Centaur, and just talking about how Boundless weren't really able to put together two-man kill squad. Well, you've got pretty much any two heroes on Benchwarmers can set up kills for you at this point.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
We've seen Boundless playing in the same area of the map for like the last 5 minutes. They're just camping together as 5. And they just have this tiny portion of the Radiant jungle.
Dire's middle tower
And
is
they've not left it. So I'm curious to see when their first rotation will be, because
Well, here's the
They
5-man
cannot
smoke
wait for
coming
Tiny
from
Blink.
Benchwarmers. Gonna make their way through the triangle. Not finding Benchwarmers should have a pretty easy read to run down into their own jungle here.
they're going
Oh,
for
they want the Wisdom Rune,
They're
yeah.
going for the Wisdom Rune, yeah.
Oh,
And these supports are
that's first.
already under-leveled on... Oh, they're just gonna find the kill instead.
How do they
Bloodseeker.
see him? Is that a ward?
No ward there.
Dire's
I figured he just stepped into some vision. Rotation gonna come through. Razor is here now.
I don't think this is fightable for Boundless. I think they might want to get out now.
Yeah, the Stomp gonna come through again onto the Death Prophet, held up and taken down. Rest of the team trying to find their way away, and Tiny will be dying off. Gonna take down a couple of spiders before he does pay with his life.
Yeah, very easy map read, like we said. And they definitely know what's up. These guys are good players, so
Radiant's middle tower.
they've not seen anyone in the top 75% of the map, and there's only a quarter of the map they can beat. So very
Yeah.
easy read.
Just tossing it to replay to show that, you know, Boundless didn't really want to fight that too hard, but they got their retreat path cut off by that rotation. Bloodseeker running to the Wisdom Rune. I think part of it too, they didn't really want to give up the Wisdom Rune. So they just got stuck not TPing straight away, and then all of a sudden,
Radiant's
heroes are running at you. You have this read that you're not going to be able to TP for free, and enemies between you and your base just kind of means the supports need to throw their lives to make sure the carries don't die on the way out.
But the one thing is, this Art, he is going to be top net worth in like a few minutes, I think. But I don't know whether that matters. Not
This
sure
is
how hard he can
pre-Maelstrom.
carry.
It's going to be a couple more than a few minutes, I think, but
Dire's middle tower is
I get the meaning.
Well, he's quite close to the Razor. I mean, I'm excluding the Brood from my calculations, because
Okay, I
I don't think
see.
he's ever catching that guy. And little spider feeding going on.
Yeah, they smoked us 3, Boundless, to run into their triangle, but I was talking earlier, I really don't think that the 2 supports with Magnus can kill anybody, so it's almost better that they didn't run into Benchwarmers heroes, because they might have just fed. They're set up to try and defend this tier 1 tower. This is really ambitious.
this
The
seems
RP's
really
gonna come
hard.
through out of the side. They find onto Razor the Rupture as well. Razor's still just gonna turn and fight underneath the
And he's
tower.
silenced by that
He's
stuff.
totally fine. He's got
And
so much
3
HP.
nice
3-man
stuns.
upstomp. It's gonna catch
Oh,
on to
beautiful.
everybody. That's 2 kills to start it off. Still looking for Woos. The Razor will eventually maybe be going down the
Oh,
tower. Not
Brood
gonna
is
aggro. The
here.
Rupture has run out. Now getting off to the side. He will fall. But a double kill for the Razor. As kills coming through, actually. Benchwarmers lose 3. They will still be able to clean house as the rest of the team's gone down, but the Arc Ward and Tempest double actually gave some more damage than I was expecting, at least.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is not even that bad, I think, for Boundless. Getting 3 kills there is way more than I expected. I was surprised that Benchwarmers decided to hit this tower, because the whole time I've been thinking, I feel like they might want to take Roche soon, but they haven't done that. I think it might be a conscious choice. They don't want to give up this part of the map, and so they take this fight. It's a difficult fight at their enemy tier 1, but I mean, it still goes 5 for 3. Brood is absolutely ginormous. So I don't think they're too sad about it, but at the same time, I don't think Boundless is too sad about it either. They got 3 kills from that, so
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
I'm
I think
not sure how
that's
to evaluate it.
I think that fight was, you know, kind of moments from being just about game over, where if you get like 1 fewer kill, if you don't find the Centaur at the back of that, Brood's gonna take 2 towers, and you know the game just feels, you know, pretty over. Where finding the extras does keep you in the game here. I think, you know, not taking Roshan, it's kind of the Brood effect where you've got the webs all set up in the top lane, and he doesn't want to invest the resources in you know, migrating from here, and it's just the last minute that Roche went up top. So
Yeah.
they'll head back up there, I'm sure, now that it's nighttime and they already have the setup in that top lane.
He's going for the BKB now. I think he recognizes there's no damage issue whatsoever. When we saw that in the last fight, he just cleaned house. Doesn't really need his Bloodthorn to do anything really. Just this Orchid is enough. So just itemizing to not die. I think this is fairly smart from his side because this is an absolute gigantic pinata of a kill bounty if he ever does die.
I mean, he's only 3-0-4. It's not like he's got some big killing spree. You are right. He's still worth a fortune, but he's 3-0-4. Yeah.
Wow. I thought he would be worth way more judging from this game, but
I mean, actually, he's got 9,400 net worth. I guess it's all tower gold, right? He's got 9,400 net worth. He's got 120 CS and 3 kills. Those numbers don't add up to me.
Yeah, only 120 CS is kind of surprising.
Yeah. I mean,
I expected more, but
I expected significantly more, just considering where the net worth is. He's still top of the CS, right? But I don't know. I was thinking like 160, 170 at this point. Just
all right,
how free his
Sam, what do you think about this last fight, in your opinion?
I was actually surprised that Boundless wants to take that fight. Like, they don't have the Arc Warden Maelstrom yet.
Yeah.
And Bloodseeker also doesn't have Maelstrom yet. But they do recognize, actually, I guess, they have a potential to kill the course, which they actually do.
Yeah, we know this Bloodseeker is going to be a complete non-factor for like quite a while now because he's been struggling, and this arc does need some time to come online. So that's why I'm also surprised they took that fight. But I also think it went better for them than it maybe should have because of the silence that the Death Prophet got to 3 people. Delay the Centaur Hoostomp for a bit, cause him to die. So
yeah,
you should not be too sad about it.
And it looked awkward and then good and then awkward again, right? Where they kind of get this solo jump RP skewer rupture combo onto Razor, and like, yeah, you found, you know, the enemy carry, but is the Razor really the scariest hero? But then they, you know, looked like they started to turn it around and have some damage, so I don't know. I mean, for a shaky initiation like that, where you are finding just the one hero so far behind, I think things went pretty well for them.
Is under attack.
Still 17 minutes approaches and 5,000-6,000 net worth lead for Benchwarmers, as they really do control, you know, some 80% of the map here. You're so early on into this game.
I mean, this is just a brute effect. And is this guy dead? He's cannot die, right? Yeah.
He's lucky it's just the supports hanging around, but
A blink on Tiny now.
Yeah,
It's not actually a bad timing. 17 with phase boots.
this is the item I was looking for too, and hopefully he's going back to grab a smoke to play with this one, because I think the Tiny Blink is the one that enables you to start looking for these kills with the 2 to 3 man rotation.
Yeah, but this Death Prophet 5, I mean, he's level 6. He's all 7 now, and I don't know if you're getting any impact from this guy. So we have to really see impact plays from Tiny and Magnus, because this is their only jump, and their only aggressive potential.
Yeah, Tiny did show the blink down bottom. He's just trying to de-push this bot wave. Which is understandable, but they're not going to get a reveal play. He went all the way back inside of the base, so I was hopeful he wouldn't show it off, but you can see some of the aggressive warding coming through Radiant side as well. They have, you know, pretty good ward coverage around this bot side.
I'm surprised they didn't opt for the cliff ward. I feel like they can defend this cliff ward, and but they instead opted for one that's closer to the stairs.
The only thing I can think, you know, in terms of reasoning there, is if they do want to play, you know, towards the top half of the map long term.
Yeah, oh, you're right.
But they're now sticking around and yeah, but they're now sticking around and trying to take this tower. So I'm not sure how true that is. My thought was if they were to drop it and just sit the supports here to keep token pressure on the tower, you could, you know, play the Brood up towards top lane, and you have kind of comprehensive map coverage. But they are still playing the triangle area.
Good thing we have 8 Kimura support Kanjiki that can tell us why they placed that ward. So Kanjiki, why did he place this ward instead of on the cliff?
I'm actually not sure why they put it there, but very interesting ward. Maybe, you know, like supports does like to put like sentry ward on the cliffs, And if you put it on the bottom side here, that sentry ward will not be able to reward the ward.
Just click on
I see.
click on the sentry word, by the way. That's on the clip already.
No, the other clip, Sam. The one near the triangle. One on the triangle.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow.
it's very
This guy's it's a genius ward. You know what? I was thinking maybe you want to place this ward because you can see people leaving the base. So if you want to play top side and you know they're going to go bottom and see them coming out of the base that way. That was like my logic as to why they would place this ward. But they're not leaving this side, so I'm not too sure now.
Yeah, well, at this
I'm
point,
also
Roshan has
thinking-
moved back bottom.
I'm also
That's
thinking
awkward.
that maybe
Something's
they
happening.
want to take the tier 2 here and then go on the Tormentor.
And Centaur is down.
Yeah, it's a kind of a weird place for Centaur to be with the team still hanging around that triangle, looking for, you know, pressuring this tier 2 down.
Okay, Magnus is coming. This might be a... He doesn't see them. That could have been a 2-man MP.
The whole team's coming. It will smoke behind as well. There's no Tempest double for 30 seconds. I mean, this is not the most straightforward fight for Boundless, despite having picked off the Centaur. They're still looking for the avenue into their triangle. Magnus, the smoke breaks. He finds the RP. It's onto Brood. This is the Pinata kill and the Avalanche toss. BKB gets it
Oh,
off
yeah,
less than
BKB.
3, able to run up to the high ground, and now
Oh,
things
no,
are
this is
dominating
horrible.
around them as CM gets the ult through. They'll lose 2. He tossed a creep instead of the Brood, and they're gonna pay. Make that 3 heroes down as Razor claims the triple kill, trying to run away on Arcorden, but no TP. Just gonna run him towards that Roche pit.
Okay, so the question was whether this guy knows how to play Brood, and I think he probably does. That's the answer we would come to.
Yeah, it might be a little bit early to ask the question, but do we think this Brood is gonna get banned game number 2?
I think it might. I think this hero is... I mean, against Arc Warden, this is like what you see as an unplayable matchup in the pro scene. People really don't think you can play Arc against Brood whatsoever. So this might have been just a one-off, but I think Boundless might be scared of a bit of cheese now. So that's always something that's good to keep in your opponent's mind. You can cheese them at any time.
Yeah, it does
Doesn't
have
want them
that
to
factor.
keep on their toes. I mean, we got cheesed by these guys as well. They last picked Huskar against us, so definitely know how it feels.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And those are the games that
Like
you remember
Kanjiki said
forever
again.
too.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to win the game because Kanjiki just like played 3v1 mid. We just had a 3v1 mid, so. But I think this arc, going back to that bottom rotation, I think that might have been a game-losing rotation when you TP'd bottom at 3 minutes.
Yeah, that one's a real head scratcher for me.
Alright, so Tormentor will be taken here.
Yeah, the
They
tier
won't
2
go
as
back
well.
for their own, most likely. And Aegis on Razor is a very interesting choice. Instead of Aegis
They're
on
actually
Brood.
backing off. They're not going to take the Tormentor instead. They're going to TP down to the tier 2. Try and hold this one. They do find...
Oh, they do not expect this at all.
Yeah, they find Magnus. It's not the
I think this is,
worst kill to give up.
I mean, I think this is a good move, though. They're really closing the map down on Boundless. Like, you see the heroes TP back to base, and they're stuck on all lanes behind their tier 2 tower. The only guy further than a tier 2 tower is Arcboard and top lane. So,
Still, the Tormentor, for now, lives on in the bot lane. Bloodseeker's starting to catch up in the net worth. He's got the BKB on the courier right now. Still not the easiest game for him because it's pretty hard to play into the safe lane Razor as the Bloodseeker, but
okay, so we have a
definitely
Dispel now
showing
on
signs of
Tiny,
life.
and a Dispel now on Bloodseeker. This is kind of like what you have to look for when you're playing against Brood. You just need to see who has a Dispel or not, and they're building Dispel and Death Prophet as well. So this
Yeah,
build
nearly completed.
will be pretty impactful against Arc and Magnus, but he should be careful about it. who can use it off and who can BKB it off. I'm sure he knows.
Yeah, I can't see him really going for a hero outside of the Arc Warden at this point. I think Razor matches up so well into the Bloodseeker that unless you have, you know, him kind of really out of position, you're just going to be hunting the backlines on the Brood.
Now comes the interesting part of the game. What will happen between now and the second Roach? Because it doesn't seem like you can go high ground. You probably have to play on lanes to get pickoffs. But GFT Boundless, they're just sticking his 5 and they have this Arc Warden. He's going to push out lanes. And you have to somehow end this game. I mean, you're not on that strict of a timer, but I'm guessing you want to prevent the Arc Warden from hitting critical mass. So you have to be careful of that. And there's a real balance to be drawn here between throwing and
Dire are scanning.
controlling the map and securing objectives between now and the second Roche. So I'm curious to see how they play the stages. First stages and the ensuing minutes.
Yes. I think it's worth noting there's no boots of travel on the Arc Warden for now, so he's got the main hero kind of sequestered in the bot lane. He's actually going to show on the ward just now. But the main hero all the way down here, while he was trapped in the corner, wasn't really finding that much. The second he steps out on the map, you see the mass TPs coming through, and he's not going to know what hit him. The Gleipnir trying with the clone. He's going to find Hoodwink first. Made the first TP, and might just
Stand next to
trade
him.
himself out. Nah, not quite. Yeah. Stood next to him, canceled out the Flux.
Middle tower is under attack.
In pubs, people don't know how this hero works, so they don't stand next to each other, and the Hoodwink would have died. But these guys are good players, and they know. So that's a good read by to even have the ward there in the first place. Like, they know this is where the Arc is playing because they see the Ilu cutting bottom wave, and if the guy doesn't have boots to travel, like he said, he has to be somewhere in the vicinity.
Top tower.
So I like that play a lot. I like that ward. It's not
Straight
one
up the
that you
high ground with the
expect.
spiders.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
15 more seconds for Arc Warden, so not expecting the full tower here. There's the glyph as well. Will be forced out. But as you said, I don't think you really want to force a high ground here, so with the Arc Warden spawning, just back to the Tormentor, and I expect him to back off from here and get the top wave back out.
Nine kill lead now. Not as big as you'd expect, but it's still sizable.
Yeah, Boundless definitely not throwing in the towel. We saw as soon as Arc Warden dies bottom, they see it's multiple TPs, so they get, you know, top shoved all the way out with Tiny. They get the extra camps in their own jungle on the way back as well. While they make their way back to the base to defend against that high ground poke.
Smoke.
BKB coming in for Arc Warden.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 BKBs now. This is like they want to go.
Yep, they connect with Blood, so it's going to be all 5. Headed towards the triangle, they do have the ward up
They're
here.
gonna run into Razor. Oh, okay. If
They
he
will
gets a
find him.
BKB
Wait.
off,
Oh no, they didn't find the toss.
he's
Toss on a
up
Magnus, the RP. They will find the Razor, so they will take him down. RP forced out. Team is connecting for Benchwarmers,
Okay,
and
this
it's going to
seems
be another
really
3-man
bad for-
stomp on the backside. Starting to take a lot of damage. Bloodseeker
Benchwarmers.
able to get the BKB off, though, and the damage coming through. It's 2 kills to start things off. Less than 3 on the Spider. Scary BKB'd up, going to take down the Arc Warden. Finds that first kill, and
Oh,
now
he's
going man
cleaning
mode in the middle of the
house,
mall. Takes down 2, takes down
He's
3.
going
The rest of the team
rampage.
needs to run away. They do have the buyback from Chickham as well, and looks like Tiny will fall as well. Trying the TP, see if he can't get out of this one.
oh,
Just barely makes it. The Frostbite not quite there.
what looked like a horrible fight from Benchwarmers actually just turns around because this Brood, he's just way too big. He's gigantic at this point. He has a Hex queued up almost. I think, yeah, like they jumped this Razor first. It's a good target. They run into him, his Aegis is expired, and when he dies, they're not supposed to have damage, but this Brood is just way too strong. Just cleaning house.
Yeah, this is one that I really wish that I managed to grab the replay on, unfortunately. Fight lasted a little bit too long, so by the time I grabbed it, I just grabbed the end. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looked so good for Boundless as well, but it's awkward because they don't have the Avatos combo before the BKB comes out from Razor, and not something we're used to seeing on Boundless with the Tiny. This is one of the heroes they're very comfortable on, and used to seeing once the blink comes through that he just finds these combos. It's the second or third Avatos combo we've seen,
Radiant's bottom
you know, not quite connected together, so the BKBs come through. And it
Yeah,
makes
you're
him
right.
drop the
We've
RP
seen that.
early on, right? And that is
Yeah.
kind of the only tool to kill the Brood. She's allowed to hit, the lifesteal comes through, and it's such a struggle.
Big thing is allowing this guy to get his BKB off on Razor. Now, I think, in my opinion, the Razor should have BKB the second he saw Tiny. I don't think he should have even allowed himself to get Avalanche, but a little bit of a misplay by Tiny there allows pretty much the same situation to run through as if he did press his BKB in advance. So,
Yes.
like you said, no RP for Brood, and this goes ballistic.
And it really is looking, you know, more and more like that is the only way they can kill Brood for the next substantial portion of this game. I mean, not just for the next fight, but maybe the next 2 or 3. It's going to be you need to find the RP onto Brood, otherwise the turn with the BKB with the lifesteal will just be too much, because Bloodseeker can't man-fight.
The game is stabilizing at this 8 to 9k gold lead, so at the very least, it's not getting worse for Boundless. And we will see a second Roche soon. I don't know how to read that timer.
A minute
That's 4
15.
minutes.
You don't know how to
4
read
minutes.
the timer? That's such a shame.
The little like clock thing in the Roche? Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
how
you
to
can
read
look
that.
down on the bottom left next to the map. You have the timer on the
Oh, I
caster.
see, I
overlay.
see. Okay. No, I was talking about the clock thing in the Roche bit. I don't know how to read that. I know some people actually can, so
Funny, yeah. The whole bar is 11 minutes, right? So then
Dire's top tower
it's
is
just
under
over
attack.
9, which is like an extra 15
Radiant's
seconds
bottom
past the minute.
is under
Anyway,
attack.
I don't
Looks
read
like
that
Spectre.
clock, but fine.
so someone has to
Bloodseeker is
respond
going
top
first.
now.
Dire's
Yeah,
top
I think
tower
he should. Realistically, I think it's fine. I think the other option you can go is S and Y, but I think Scepter is fine.
You guys see the
Or
tiny build, by the way?
actually,
I've seen
yeah, is
City
it
Mouse go
Yules
for
into
this.
Wind? Yeah,
Nope,
yeah.
not
This-
Yules into Wind Waker.
Dire
Oh
are
no, yeah, I've seen this in pubs. Like he just does this every game.
I've seen him do this in CSL match. I'm surprised this game, though, that he's not going for the extra layer of defensive item.
under attack.
I mean, this is City Mouse Dota.
It does a pretty crazy amount of damage, as Roach spawns bottom and immediately into the
Okay.
pit for
I
Boundless.
think
This is a big
This
deal.
is a huge throw giving this up. I mean, I think this is what you were playing for the entire last 5 minutes of the game, and you just give it up for free. This is genuinely a terrible play, I think.
It was a
not
quick spawn,
playing
but
in the
not the
side.
quickest. 1 minute out of a possible 3.
So at least they get the tidy, but this has to feel horrible now for Benchwarmers. I mean, this makes it super hard to push high ground now that we don't get this Aegis. And
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
really
it's gonna
don't
stall
know how
out
to
the
get
game
this up.
further, and you are playing a Razor Brood draft, so we mentioned not on the hardest of timers, but you do have that clock ticking in the back of your head. Where Arc Warden, you know, now started to get farmed, second in net worth across the board. BKB ready, working on MKB, and Bloodseeker as well with the BKB as the Aghanim Scepter now. Thinking about Basher, thinking about Mjolnir. I mean, like, it is almost that one more item for Bloodseeker does let him start to click heroes down in the fights, whether he does decide for the
Dire's
Mjolnir or the Basher. Both of them feel like pretty solid options this game.
I think you can even consider Armada because Brood Bloodthorn is like Brood without Bloodthorn is not exactly the same hero as he is with it. But I think Basher's fine. It makes a lot of sense against BKB Razor and Brood. It's just that I don't know if you want to be hitting Razor with your Basher. So I'd like to see the Mjolnir first before he makes a decision.
Yeah, the extra attack speed doesn't feel as good as it might on other heroes when you already have Blood Rage, but the Mjolnir, especially against the Brood, just you get the extra lightning coming through, you deal with the spiders a little bit better, and
I'll be Empower Magnus with, the Empower Tiny with a Kanda. I'm expecting some big things from this guy.
yeah, full
He's
Conda
400
is
damage. 470 damage.
Ava is going to find the toss,
guys-
but this is back on to Rage, but BKB gets to the half HP, they're going to drop the RP, now the Rupture on top, still living through it all, he has the Static Link on to City Mouse as well, he's living through, but the Arc Warden able to put the punches over the top. That was a little bit scarier of a kill than it maybe
Yeah.
had to be.
I think he didn't want to use RP on Magnus, and then he realized he didn't have enough damage, and he just had to. But the Razor already got his BKB off. Good thing no one was in position.
Yeah, you can
because
see
I don't
with
think they
the
expected that at all.
You could see with the spacing too from Boundless that they were very hesitant because they know that if Centaur's in the area, he finds one stomp and just turns the entire fight around. So they're not sure if they really want to go there. This time on the stomp on the back line, it's another one on the 3!
Oh my god.
So much damage. The agent's gonna be popped, and Mea Culpa now with the BKB. He needs to turn, he needs to try and hit onto Brood. Less than 3, able to get up over onto the cliff. There was the TP on Bloodseeker, but
should have TP'd.
yeah, didn't commit it, didn't think of it in time, forced to just fight out front. What a
Costly
stomp.
mistake there by Bloodseeker. But yeah, like you said, amazing Centaur stomp by Sashi. This guy has been playing really well. I think he is probably the best player on their team, and so he's been owning.
I mean, it's been crazy. He didn't play the greedy Centaur that we thought he might, and instead he just goes for this, you know, Blink, Veil, Eternal Shroud kind of build-up, but don't confuse that with a lack of impact, because it feels like every stomp hits 3-4 heroes in the back of these fights.
Absolutely huge impact from the Centaur. I mean, I typically am not used to seeing Centaur played in this way, because on our team, Centaur is another carry hero, but I mean, it's working.
That's not where you want to put the banner.
Yeah, I mean, I probably thought it was safe there.
Toss back, they find the skewer onto 2, that's the Brood as well. Oh, the damage! Holy damage! Sinios with 2, that's the power of the Conda there. The buyback comes through from Hoodwink immediately. BKB, no TP for the Razor.
Oh,
Still
no.
able to run, uses that extra move speed, gets up to the high ground, Legion King. Got another round of the Avalanche, of the toss, the buyback comes through, Broodmother. Gonna be coming on the backside, TPing in. Team needs to get out, but Toronto, Boundless, Bloodseeker stuck in the tree, stuck on the Razor illusions. He goes down, 70 seconds, no buyback. Hardcore as well with the BKB, he needs to turn and fight, but he's got no damage. He goes down. There's no buybacks on these cores, all 3 of them. Perfectly able to use that buyback on the Brood. See how much of the base they're going to be able to take down.
Yeah. Excellent decision making to use their buybacks on Toronto Benchwarmers. They know that if they don't buy, this Razor's dead, the Centaur's dead, and instead they just turn it into team wipe. Really smart execution there, knowing they have the outpost, so everyone can make it really quickly. And
yeah, Bloodseeker got totally stuck in the trees, by the way. Bloodseeker got super screwed in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
As that might just be about it. Bot Rack's down. Looking for the last bet here. They've got 15 seconds till Bloodseeker. 20 seconds for Arcwarden. There's one glyph remaining.
Could they have gone for throwing? I'm not really sure.
With the glyph, I'm not sure. I think the reason they didn't is because they know the glyph is held onto. But just like that, you see a couple buybacks come out of your opponent, and you get megged up.
Oh. I mean, we saw the damage from the Conda Tiny on the 2-man RP. And I think if you're Boundless, I think you're justified to chase there. You don't expect these buybacks to come back and these heroes to come back so quickly. Within seconds, they're back in the fight as if nothing had happened. But now you have no RP and no initiation. You're just caught with your pants down. So
yeah, and it was
impressed by
heroes without their full kit as well. I mean, Razor had committed the BKB and wanted to just BKB TP, but didn't have the TP available. Needs to just awkwardly like stumble out of the fight. Brood had already committed her kit as well, just had the Hex remaining to work with. So I mean, it wasn't like Boundless were just, you know, not expecting the buybacks to get caught out and, you know, should have backed off. I think they thought they were going to be able to take the fight when there's no abilities, no spells left.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ultimately just get whittled down. And that one really hurts too, because they were very much coming back on Boundless.
Yeah, I think they had stabilized the game really well. But it's just it just takes one fight against Brood and your entire base is gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, you know, for a second that they were in any way ahead, but stabilized and feeling like they had play in this game is how I'd characterize their time.
They definitely had a good chance to win this game. I'd say probably around 35 to 40%.
Can pull it up actually. Dota Plus had them at 47%.
Oh, even higher than I expected. Well, I mean, to me, it just seems like they do have a chance to win, but the number of fights they have to win is just way more than the number of fights that Benchwarmers have to win. They just have to win one fight like we saw. So that's why I'd be a little more generous towards Benchwarmers' chances of winning the game.
I'm surprised that it put them at 47% as well. I was not that optimistic about this game, but...
And we'll see. Is this Tiny going for a rapier? And Nags?
Not quite, not quite. See how long this game drags on, though, because... Queue it up, why not? See what's coming out across the board. As for now, Benchwarmer's gonna wait out that third Roshan. We'll be spawning during the daytime, so... Refresher for Razor, perhaps? It's gonna be a hard one for Boundless to defend Mega Creeps inside of the base.
Yeah, at the very least, they do have Arc and they do have Magnus with power, but...
Yeah, they deal decently with the Megas, but... The vision game is always hard when you have these creeps stomping around your lanes.
Radiant
So hopefully, Benchwarmers doesn't give up a free Roche this time. And they should be in a commanding position.
Yeah, I agree. Right now they have GK just hanging out behind the pit. He's not going to give it up this time. The rest of his team is not playing bottom, but he knows that this is the only way they could lose the game. I was half expecting when I saw the Crystal Maiden portrait down here that he was just standing inside of the pit, waiting.
He's tilted. He's telling his team this is not how the Dota game is played in Europe. And so, because of Europe's supremacy, he's way better than everyone. So he knows the objectives.
He forgot which side Roche could be on. He went top, went towards the Roche pit top, and now he's back.
All right,
Don't
that's
worry,
European Dota right there.
We weren't watching it on stream, I promise.
All right, Sam, do you think Dire can win, Sam?
Well, they do have a chance. If they can kill this Broodmother again, just like now, they will have a chance. But most likely, they will get the Roshan, they will give it to the Brood. So then, it doesn't matter if the Brood die one time. And that will be over for them, certainly.
Yeah. So far, who have you been impressed by, and who have you felt like in this pause, in this game, has been underperforming, in your opinion, judging from your knowledge of these players, which is very high? So
yeah, call them out. Who's underperforming?
I do feel the Arc Warden is a little underperforming. Maybe that's because the matchup between the Arc Warden
I think the
and
matchup is horrible. I can't blame the Arc when this matchup is just unplayable.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this Death Prophet 5 is not doing anything. And I think they have to rethink why they picked this hero and like what they're gonna pick instead. Because we see Benchwarmers target ban Elijah King's hero, then he pulls out this Death Prophet 5 and just has 7,000 net worth at 42 minutes. So I feel as though they need to rethink about what their idea is about their 5 hero, because they did not win the lane on 5 with this hero. He has not really done anything outside of that one silence bottom lane at the tier 1 tower. So
definitely. I feel like when they pick a Death Prophet, it's not a lane winning hero. So I feel like the pick on the Bloodseeker is actually not that good, because you're not gonna win the lane with Death Prophet. So you want to pick like something that can jungle, like Luna, Savan, to just recover your farm after the late phase. I think that's also what's holding them back.
You don't think Bloodseeker is a good pick? Okay, interesting. I think it was fine. I think they probably just misplayed the lane a bit. I mean,
yeah, I I'm with you there. I think Blood is not expected to lose that lane as hard as they did. I think it's not, you know,
He
free
is,
lane for Blood with the Blood DP, but it
by the way,
is not as
also
hard as
another
it
hero
is.
that went completely uncontested in this game. We talked about the Leshrac earlier in the draft. Now, Lifestealer was completely uncontested in lanes against Centaur and against Tiny Magnus. I feel like I'm very surprised by that as well as the Leshrac, but
Yeah, you're right.
I know both teams are capable of playing this Leshrac. I'm sure they're capable of playing Lifestealer. Like, I don't know anyone who's not capable of playing Lifestealer. So I'm just surprised about
It's a
the
pretty low
approach that
bar.
they took. Yeah, I mean, I think I think my dog could play Lifestealer, so we should be in a position where we can play the hero. But they chose not to go for it. Both teams, they chose to go for this Razor, which seems to be working well, and this Bloodseeker, which I like the idea. I think it's smart to go for this Bloodseeker, but I think a little bit of a wrong choice on the item build, and maybe starting with Bloodright instead of Thirst in this lane might have been a mistake. When you have Death Prophet, you can already secure the range, and all you have to do is sustain this harass from Centaur Hoodwink. So that's my opinion. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely leveling up the blood red was not a good idea. You are fighting against Centaur and Hoodwink. They both like to harass people, and you can see he doesn't have enough regen, and I
Yeah.
believe the prophet actually does give him the tango as well, but it's still not enough because you don't have the thirst at level 1.
I mean, in addition, they don't even have anything that can help him hit the blood right at level 1. So to me, it's a questionable choice there.
Yeah,
But
just
we
to...
see the disconnect. I'm getting information that Arc Warden is apparently giga lagging because
Oh no.
of brood webs.
Oh no, not like this. Well, hopefully he's not reinstalling the game completely.
So I think there's something to do with the skin. Now I heard the skin actually does make you lag, but it seems like he's the only player lag because of it. So
Can confirm the skin is not making me lag, at least so far this game. No. Yeah, so we've been talking about players who have been, you know, struggling a little bit this game. How about players that we think have been, you know, performing or overperforming? Because I think there's definitely, you know, a few names to throw around so far.
yeah, so I think this center and okay, number one, I mean, it's easy to not say Brood because he's just playing Brood. But like we said earlier, this game was entirely dependent on whether this Brood can play his hero well. And it turns out he can play it really well. So props goes to the Brood. He actually knows how to play his cheese hero, and he executed almost flawlessly, 15-1. And the other guy I have to shout out is this Centaur. I think he really made a lot of plays happen. I mean, outside of this one death top lane where I don't really know what he was doing, he has been setting up every fight for his team. Like, we saw this mid fight with a 3-man stomp. He's been using his ult perfectly. Like, he's been getting a 3-man stomp almost every fight. And he's just, in my opinion, he's kind of carrying the game in terms of control and allowing his cores to deal damage. We're just seeing it's kind of easy for this Razor to play. Like, he just has a guy to link, he has a Satanic to press and a BKB to press, and even if he dies, he's tanked so much damage that the counter initiation comes because everyone on Benchwarmers is just so much more farm. And I think Boundless draft, it's a little slow if this Bloodseeker doesn't get off to a fast start. Like, we talk about this Bloodseeker hero, he's supposed to be an active hero. But when you're behind on this hero, it snowballs really quickly. Like Sam mentioned, it's not this Luna type hero who, if you're behind, give it like 10 minutes, you're back in the game. I mean, Bloodseeker, he needs these kills to get him back in the game, but because they were down so early, because of this Brood pick, he just found it so hard to find kills to come back. And after that bad lane, I don't really fault him after the lane. I don't know what he's supposed to do because he doesn't have many people to play with, not really much damage on his team.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% there. I think on Boundless, I did want to highlight Tiny's game. City Mouse has been playing pretty well. I mean, earlier on, we talked about a couple of, Avatos combos that were slightly awkward and, maybe not the cleanest, but ultimately didn't end up costing his team too much outside of there was, one on the bot lane on Brood that they were hoping to set up a kill where they missed. But other than that, once he got this Blink Dagger and even built in, Yules into the condo, we've seen a lot of, play coming through from the Tiny in a game that honestly looked pretty sad for the Boundless side. So they were able to hold for rather a long time, and all of it did come off the back of this Tiny Blink. This is the first item that really enabled their gameplay, I think, on Boundless.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, we panned over this Tiny at 17 minutes, and he had a Phase Boots and a Blink. So he has been keeping up with a farm, and he's been dealing a lot of damage. Like we saw earlier, the 2-man RP on Brood. He was pretty much the guy dealing all the damage with that RP. So this is how he likes to play, and he's been doing some work, but it seems a bit hard to carry as a support Tiny here. So I think it might have just been an outdraft. I personally did not think of this Brute hero either when I saw Arc, so I can't fault them. Like, this hero, it practically doesn't exist. So people don't think of it, and sometimes the heroes you don't think about can just bite you in the ass. So
yeah, no, and that's absolutely the case. So I guess while we're still in the pause, what's the most convincing path forward for these guys? So I think the path forward for Benchwarmers is pretty simple. They're going to take the Roche. It's going to spawn right in front of Chickham in 4 seconds, and they'll look to close out the game from there. But do you think there's a way back for Boundless? Like, what's the way that they can set up plays to keep their chances alive?
I think it's hard, but they do have a Magnus, and if I know anything about Magnus, it does mean that anything can happen. I think you have to play for these skewer backs and maybe even a toss back potentially, but I'd like also to see maybe an Ags on Tiny. I'm not sure. I feel like they have to play for a scaling game, because your best way of winning this game is, unfortunately, I think, sitting in your base for 25 minutes and then eventually getting some decent items, and maybe you can win. Because I find it hard for Radiant to push into the base without any of the racks. You don't really want to push against these double displacement heroes, and you don't really want to push against Arc. You want to take a fight outside the base, but I don't think Boundless will give you that. So I think we potentially could just see a stalemate for the foreseeable future after this next Roche.
Yeah, that is, a potential game state that we hadn't talked about up until now. Now, they will have tools to break a stalemate if they really do get antsy and try and force it. And the first of which is going to be, Roach 3 is going to have a refresher shard for them. So Razor can always go for this Aghanims build up, and he's going for AC now. Right. And, it wouldn't be immediately, but you run in with double BKB, double ult, and you can just kind of ask the question of how are you going to respond if I have 12 seconds of BKB and you can't skewer me away? And I think that's a hard question to answer from the Boundless side, because Arc won't have enough damage to keep all of the stuff away.
Yeah, good point. You can play for this Razor Axe, and I think that would probably be a good idea. Now, I'm not actually entirely sure about this, but if you're Boundless, is there a chance that you wait for this Roche to go top so that you can just get the Axe? Because it's not as if you're on a timer here. They cannot contest your Roche. And it's a question that can be asked, because this Razor with Axe might be strong, but then again, the Razor with Refresher is pretty strong, so I'm not sure. They probably will just take it here, but I would consider waiting, honestly.
Yeah, it's the question of which one you'd prefer to buy, I guess, because I think either way, the item is going Razor's way. I don't think there's really any question. So, what the idea is going to be. We might actually be forcing through the pause here. They, Benchwarmers getting a little antsy, and rightfully so. I think, rulebook-wise, they probably are out of pause. I think it's 15 minutes total that you get, but I haven't brushed up on
All right, we're going to see some inside spicy drama or something here. Because these guys are going to get in Discord in like an hour.
Yeah, right. But I haven't brushed up on my rules recently. I believe the way the rules are, technically, and, semi-quote me on this, but I think you get 15 minutes total for the series.
Yeah.
Like split up
Maybe.
however you want.
So it's not per
15
game.
minutes for the
I
series.
see.
But it's awkward because, I mean, you know, I'm going to talk a little shit about the league, but since we don't have admins, like, I'm not an admin. I just exist. We really don't have a good enforcement. We've had a couple of games over the last couple of years that have gone to this, like, oh, do you, like, how long has the pause actually been? Can we claim a win? Can we make you restart the game? And then you go through the admins, it takes like 45 minutes to get a response. So, you know, in terms of the pause, you kind of can hit a stalemate there as well. I really hope that next year with the league, you know, becoming a like a buy-in league, that I wish that it would be addressed. I have an idea it will not be, but it's one of my wish list items that we can have some kind of like admin live support. But also with the rescheduling, it's so hard.
I kind of want to say that it shouldn't really matter, and they should just like unpause the game because they're gonna win anyway. But that would be kind of unfair to Dire, even though that's my personal opinion.
Right. Well, so my take on it is it's been 15 minutes. I'm fairly certain that we've been chilling in this pause between the first one and this one as well. So the outcome would be unpause. What I mean more is if they say we're gonna unpause and then Boundless says, well, no, we're gonna pause again and wait for the admin. Like you can't get in touch with an admin on a day that no one's playing. So like the admin isn't like live support on not Wednesday night. So
yeah.
So you have no real recourse except for like play the game and then contest it later, which is not a good situation for anybody. So it's just an awkward like.
Yeah, you're right. They can just hold them hostage if they wanted to. Just spam F9.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you get into this question of like if they unpause and it's been like 14 minutes, does anyone keep a running timer of how long it's been? Games aren't required to be, you know, broadcast in any way. There's no like live watching.
Theoretically, that should be the player's responsibility. You could argue that the second the game gets paused.
Yeah, you start up the stopwatch.
Yeah.
I know we've had that issue too with like claiming forfeits. Last season it happened, where you know two teams basically didn't agree that one of the teams wasn't there because they were like
what?
They were running like 20 minutes late essentially. So you have like 15 minutes until you forfeit loss.
Yeah.
And they were running like 5 minutes late to that 15-minute window. But then there was like this big argument afterwards for like the admins to decide where they had no evidence whatsoever. But it's like they weren't here at, you know, whatever, 8 o'clock. And the game time was 7:45. And then the other team's like, well, they didn't even have a lobby open at 8 o'clock. Like we couldn't have been here if we wanted to. And there was this whole like, it's so hard to prove that like you're not there or you are there or whatever. And since there's no live support, you just have this issue.
I mean, that sounds like a terrible situation to be in. I'm pretty happy that's never happened to us, even though one thing that I would lament is that the fact that there are so many forfeits is kind of annoying, especially when they forfeit at the last minute. I mean, we're just here to play for fun. Like, I mean, it's a zero prize pool league.
Yep.
So like, if you don't want to play, like at least tell us not on the day. It's just like, so that we're not just sitting there waiting. But I get sometimes it can't be helped. But we try to be understanding and cordial with all the teams. But sometimes it gets a little bit annoying, especially when this season we went 8-0, and I think we played like 3 series. So that's something that's insane to me. But
yeah, it's been something that's gone on for as long as I've been around. I mean, it's been like years of teams, even like good teams, not being able to play. You know, USF for one. I know they were in the East, so you guys didn't interact with them, but their school told them they couldn't play games because their club had like admin issues. So since they play on campus, like they were banned from playing for 4 weeks. But I don't know if any teams knew that, so they just like existed for a while and just like last minute. I got notice of like the cancellation last minute every week.
Yeah, that sounds pretty terrible. I didn't even know it was possible to they just banned them from their lounge. It's kind of crazy.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know like the full context, but the school was like, your club is like essentially like not in good standing or whatever. So they weren't allowed to like play under the school. So they couldn't even play from home. It was like they weren't allowed to play as the USF Dota team.
Well, they did play playoff matches, right?
Yeah, so they played in the playoffs. That was their first week that they were allowed back. So I was messaging with their captain, and he was surprised that they made it because they didn't play the last 4 weeks of the season. The last 4 matches, I should say, of the season.
They lost, right, to Benchwarmers.
They did, yeah.
I mean, it's clearly not anything to be embarrassed about, judging from how they're owning the top team in the East right now.
Yeah, they got 2-0'd. One of the games was relatively close. One of the games was not, but it was a series I was looking forward to seeing in the regular season. Was them against the U of T squad. USF has historically been a pretty strong team, kind of right under that top tier. So I had them 3rd place overall in my like preseason predictions, but they were going to play some competitive series, and they were unhappy about it because they kind of got locked out of playing those series as well. So it's unfortunate, but they did put together a good showing against Benchwarmers. And that VOD does exist, so go and watch that series.
Brood did not take ages. Oh, we actually did watch that series, I think, on your stream with some of my teammates. After our match, we went to eat dinner, and we blew up Cool Hand stream. True story.
Funny. Sounds like what I've been doing with the Michigan stream this season. Get off my stream and notice they're playing a 4-hour series for the 3rd time. Watch game.
It was just 3 of us sitting in a restaurant watching Cool Hands.
Too funny.
Wait, Sam, you were there, right? No, it's 4 of us then. Yeah, it's 4 of us. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought it was just Nelson and Cut.
I do have the update. I think the webs are starting to lag my game as well. I've noticed a slow trickle of FPS dropping.
I see 30 FPS on Kanjiki's stream.
Yep.
I've got a bit better,
not
but not.
ages.
My game started at 165. It is now at 46.
I mean, this is insane. Like, why? It's not even. It's just a web on the ground. Like, how does this lag the game?
My best guess, and this will be my uninformed of how the game handles things, is that the webs, once they get like overwritten, still exist. Yeah, the entity probably still exists. So as you just place more webs, the entity count in the game is going through the roof.
But theoretically, it should be the same with this skin and the other one. But
if this skin has like more particles or textures or anything, then it would be a more like, yeah, it's just rendering more things invisibly.
It just, to me, it doesn't seem like a particularly complex image.
I agree. That's just my guess. Someone who's more informed probably could explain it better, but we've seen the same thing like with Monkey King when there was the issues with the Wukong's command soldiers like existing outside the map.
Yeah.
So anyway, 45 minutes. I think you're right. You don't want to push high ground into this, but how do you break the stalemate? We see a blink on the Razor.
Sam, you have a prediction? What will U of T Team B's net worth lead be at the end of this game?
If they're not able to finish now, I have a feeling that they might actually lose, because Dyer does scale so hard with this tiny. But if they are able to break through now, their network will be like around 33k, I believe.
It doesn't
They're looking
like,
for the angle. Haystern on
actually,
Razor. Got the blink in the backpack, but he's gonna run up. They're gonna find the home stop. It's just under the death problem. The death problem does have the buyback. Will be popped out immediately. Magnus BKB not gonna find the angle in. Just retreats back behind the Ancient. And it looks like that's enough poke for the Benchwarmers.
So
they'll retreat.
That seems... Oh, it's not it.
They found the Brood.
This Brood?
Toss back. BKB popped, but no. Oh, okay. RP not needed. Took him down without, and now see if they can't find some more. Actually gonna buy back on the Broodmother and try and get into this one. Ruse still has 53 seconds on the Aegis, going toe-to-toe with that Arc Ward and Clone. But it's just the Tempest level will be forced away. This was big. The RP's gonna find on the 2 Centaur and the Razor with the Aegis. They're not gonna find Centaur. Now will take him down. Mea Culpa in the front, trying to go toe-to-toe with Razor. Still 37 seconds on the Aegis. They'll back off. Buyback from Magnus, but it's Arc Ward and stuck out. Has the BKB available. Buyback as well if he's not gonna use it.
Okay.
Just caught out front. Buyback from Centaur as well.
I really
They're
don't
trying to
understand
bait
why
this Arc buyback. Mea Culpa going to be caught by the stop. He's got no BKB to work with. Now going to be caught by the Bushwhack. Looking for the toss back. City Mouse trying to save him. Not going to have it. He has buyback as well on the Bloodseeker. Now the Skewer. Razor caught back behind the tower. Aegis about to time out. About to time out. Will take him down without it. Still. Gonna respawn very close to the fountain, looking for the drag back. They're not gonna find the Bushwhack. Actually connects onto a couple. Now the refresher. Second BKB coming through. Mea Culpa trying to go toe to toe again with the Razor. This time he's starting to win him. Has to run back to the fountain, able to dodge the Centaur stop. They'll find the toss back. The toss is gonna be onto a creeper. They'll take down the Razor. Skewer back into the fountain. Found less than 3. That's the dive back from the Broodmother. And at the end of it all, they'll take down the 2 cores. That last layer bringing him back inside of the fountain. It's enough to hold.
I mean, I do not understand why this Brood is not taking apes. But I think he also made a really bad play. Like, he should not be anywhere near the fountain against Magnus.
No.
He was just standing there.
He tried to wrap around for the back onto the kills, and he walked about 2 steps outside of the fountain. And then just got skewered back. That was a drag back that it looked like Magnus might have found a couple opportunities for the Skewer, just didn't have him. Eventually does find the Brood.
I think we're going to see a throne attempt here. Because
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I don't know if it's all that necessary. They will probably see him.
I think they might be scared of the wave cut. Yeah, they're scared of the wave cut.
GK was going for it. I mean, for all that you could go for something here, I don't know if it's all that necessary from the Boundless side.
Yeah, it's just that they do not have any buybacks right now. I feel like this Brood did not have a buyback. You might have wanted to get something more out of that. And now that you didn't, you might feel kind of bad. Because they have
that is
3
true
buybacks.
To force out everybody.
So this next fight is going to be 8v5, essentially. You have to hold on to this next fight. And if you survive this next 8v5 fight, you're probably in a very decent position. Not
Tiny's
a winning
buy is
position by
actually,
any means, but...
Tiny's buy is just for gold.
Oh,
1200 gold short. He bought a Shadow Blade.
Classic City Mouse.
I think he bought the Shadow Blade after the fight too. Like he had buyback the whole time and then bought a Shadow Blade after they won the fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Silver Edge. I wonder what this is for. I would have expected an Ags. But as we've been saying, he has been playing really well for his team, and now he's kind of reaching critical mass, dealing 600 damage per hit with the Conda.
Yep. Well, and the level 25 talent as well. You can take the double toss and continue to toss people back to the fountain. As we did see, it was extra buyback for Boundless, and it was playing in and out of the fountain regen, and eventually baiting the Benchwarmers back all the way behind the tier 4s, behind the Ancient even. So I think, you know,
they can use these buybacks as an Aegis and just go run up high ground. Although they're not doing that, so they probably don't want to throw the game. But it seems like you can just take the fight 8v5 and take your odds. But they're just playing slowly, chilling.
Yeah. Another something to look at is no level 25 heroes on the Dire, but 3 of them over on Radiant, including the Hoodwink, level 26 on the Hoodwink. Didn't take the Acorn shot charges with the Daedalus, by the way.
Yeah, surprising.
Broodmother is still holding on to the Rorschach banner, by the way.
Yeah.
City Mouse. Gonna be caught by the Bushwhack, BKB.
Good, BKB
gets him out of there.
They're happy with that.
I'm fairly certain they don't know he has no buyback for gold, because they would have gone harder for that kill. Like, his buyback is theoretically up. I think if they knew it was on cooldown, they push a lot harder for that tiny pick. He's so much damage. But he will be able to farm it now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they have to just put this Tiny in the front because he has a lot of HP and he's the only guy that your team would buy. You kind of need to just bait him.
For now,
Now we're
52
just back
minutes
to
in.
farming.
Roshan in the minute. Could go for the second refresher shard on Razor, get him the Aghanim Scepter. He's working on the strength blink now, so the Ag's not even on his radar. Still, with just tier 4s in Throne. No glyph
and
either.
no buybacks.
Glyph up in 30 seconds.
Is there a window where this next Roche will be up and buybacks will not be up? It seems to me like there will be.
About a minute and a half.
I wonder how hard they'll try to press this timing.
Smoked up this 4 right now on Benchwarmers. They're going in through the top lane again. This is the same exact play they just made. This time, though, Brood all the way on the other side. Magnus actually forced forward to get out of the bushwhack, but jumps away. Low committal, just a poke from Benchwarmers.
They might be getting predictable.
Yeah, they're getting a little antsy on Benchwarmers. They're not really looking for kills. It feels like they're not really looking for kills. They're just looking to do something on the map, and I don't think this is the most disciplined play coming out from Benchwarmers. I think they could just be farming more of the map and say, you know what, we'll wait for the Roshan. We'll take this, advantage where we have buybacks and you don't for, 90 seconds, and we'll force it down from there.
Well, we see 60-minute items this game. It's a very likely possibility, I think.
Yeah, if Boundless manages to win the next fight, where they are disadvantaged inside of the base, then I think it is near certainty that we will. Unless they win it so hard that they go throwing themselves, but I don't think that's, in the cards for us. Roshan spawns, Chickum. Once again, waiting in the wings.
They will have 2 Roshan banners. How does this work?
Do they have it on someone, or did they place it?
Chickum just placed one on the bottom.
I see, yeah, on bottom. He placed it in the wrong spot, it looks like. Aegis not going to be on Brood. Once again, on the Razor. The banner here, by the way, just so everyone knows what I'm talking about when it's in the wrong spot. This will not reach the enemy base. The buff will wear off, like, around here. Around this, like, bottom river area. Maybe a little bit further, but no further than that. You need to place it by, like, where your tier 1 is on the side lanes. You can place it at your own racks on the mid.
Radiant are scanning.
They should have waited for it to go top. They could have gotten a cheese and then eggs.
Yep. Well, now the buybacks are going to be coming back up. 30 seconds for Bloodseeker, 25
oh my
for
god, dude, we're being held hostage now. 15-minute pause and now this? Dude.
It's going to be... Oh, Magnus bought out again. There's another hero that bought out. This time the Aether Lens up on Mag. Horn Toss Skewer play is the name of the game, but not having buyback on your Magnus, this is the repositioning hero. If you want to abuse the fountain, you need Magnus to be alive. Tiny gonna be Yule's up over the side, gets the BKB off. City Mouse looking for the toss, but just gonna toss up in place onto Woos. Now the Avalanche pulling him back. Actually getting bashed into this. Razor falling low. Refresh gonna be popping BKB as well, but he just goes down. That's gonna be his ults in the grave as well. As less than 3 was over to the side. Not able to take down. That's both BKBs for Razor versus 1. He still has BKB on Razor.
Brood has no BKB.
Brood's in trouble. Brood's just dead. 2 split up on Benchwarmers. It's an easy hold for Boundless there. Actually giving me a heart attack, by the way. It's a buyout on Arcorden as well. His buyback just came up and he bought out for this Hurricane Pike, right? Like he just bought the 4 stuff.
These guys just don't care. They just don't care.
They've been watching chess, like the candidates. They literally don't care.
They're Hikaru.
That's right.
No, these guys are watching K1 Hector because K1 Hector never says bye. So
no, the candidates are in Toronto, right? Maybe they were in the playing hall. They got inspired. Literally not caring.
Yeah, maybe.
Arc hits level 25 now. It's going to be way harder to push.
Yeah. You asked if we were going to get 60-minute items. I said maybe if Boundless are able to hold while they're disadvantaged. Well, they held while they're disadvantaged, but they're still pretty pinned inside of the base. 57 minutes and ticking. And it's looking to me like we are very, very likely to see these tier 5 items come out.
That'll bolster the point.
Honestly, this is a very good discipline from the Boundless side. They know they cannot
Boundless, the
go
hook stop
out.
by
yeah.
Bloodseeker out in the
And
front. They're
just
going to
as you
find
say
Skewer
that,
back.
that's just
This is no Brood, still dead for 8 seconds. But Maya Colton taking a lot of damage on the front side. Bloodseeker not able to stand up to the damage. He'll go down. They will pick off the supports though, Boundless, and now we're going to turn their attention over towards the
Surge not
Centaur,
dying.
looking for him, but Surge is Sasha able to get out. Buybacks from the supports. Got to keep things calm.
Nice one, Sam. Just as you say it, gets caught out of position on Blitz.
Still, they're going to need to force out the buyback from Bloodseeker here. Otherwise, they're going to pay a pretty hefty price for that.
So they did use 2 support buys. You kind of don't want to let this guy buy just cool down.
It is 85 seconds, but if they're content to wait for tier 5 items, you're going to have a pair of heroes without buyback for the next 7 minutes.
Beautiful symmetry.
Yeah, now this 25k lead is now a 10k lead. So if they're just happy to stay on their high ground on Dire and Radiant doesn't come up and do anything, this is a huge win for Boundless. Even if their carry died. I think we need to see something happen from Benchwarmers.
Well, yeah, and this is what Boundless needs to do, right? They don't really have the option to get out on the map. It's not like they're, you know, wasting the game away by doing this. This is the correct play from them, and they're picking their battles nicely.
You see the all chat coming out. Seneca Dota enjoyers.
Yeah, really, it's more like Michigan Dota enjoyers. I think Michigan had the highest average series length in this season by, like, I don't know the exact number, but it has to be, like, at least 8 minutes. Every game, every series, there's been so long. In fact, their UCSD series, they had a 3-game series, went to all 3 games, that averaged over an hour per game.
Wow. That must have been really boring. Like this game.
It was kind of a fun series. I mean, honestly, Michigan was the team of
Okay,
like
maybe there
pros and
wasn't an
counter
arc war in
pros.
the game. Maybe there was not an arc war in the game, just delaying the game and spamming Tempest Devil. Maybe there was like an Enigma or like a Void or an Arc or Shaker.
Big
Maybe
axe
cool.
players,
Because
Michigan.
right now,
Mirror shot on Razor.
in Michigan
Yep,
have
tier
loud
5
that
items
guy
coming
did it. So
Did we see any Midas on Boundless? Because I think that's what they need to get these items.
yeah, I think the arc
Just
was,
one?
he still hasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of
I mean,
my
technically he has
big plays
two,
on
like, you
carry.
can only use one.
Yeah. One of my big plays on carry is when you see these 60-minute items coming up, as long as you have the buyback and the surplus gold, buy a Midas instantly, just go use it and go resell it again.
But
Just
trust me,
get the
these
tier
guys
5
on,
item, you're pinned in the base.
the guys on Boundless, they know everything about these tier 5 items. This Arc Warden, he taught me everything I know about. When they first came out, he had this strat where he would send couriers to the enemy triangle and like pick up the items when the enemy team farmed them.
That's
So,
dirty.
trust me, they know.
It's the
they're
magic
in-
lamp for Brood. This is a Brood that's not been taking the Aegis, by the way, going for the ultimate save item on himself.
Magic Lamp, I have a feeling that Magic Lamp is a horrible item, but in general, but I don't know, I might be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong on multiple occasions.
I mean, I kind of understand it because the last couple fights, the only way he dies is kind of getting chained by, like, Tiny plus RP kind of deal, but,
Yeah, but now he can die the Arc. Arc
Yeah.
is starting to deal damage.
let's see, we've got a Mirror Shield on Magnus. Giant's Ring up on Tiny. Tiny
I'm
now
surprised
hitting
this
for...
guy didn't get like Stygian.
He's hitting for over 600 with no Empower.
Yeah.
So
guy's
far,
huge.
looks like that's all the items we have coming through. Mea Culpa holding on to it on the Bloodseeker for now as we jump around. It looked like, yeah, Book of Shadows on CM is going to be really, really good.
Okay, Tiny. Oh, yeah, vision of him.
Caught
Well,
by
you
the
should be
Gleb
fine
here.
as
Yeah, he's under
BKB.
the Sentry Ward here.
Oh, he did.
He's running
BKB.
around the
He
trees with the
died.
Giant Ring.
BKB.
Uh-oh, City Mouse. This time with the BKB, he's going to try and whittle his way back to the base. Has the Force Staff.
I feel as though he should have died there.
Yes.
Even though he BKB, they do have a basher. I'm not sure what happened. I'm pretty sure there's no way he lives, but
I'm slightly scared that he didn't go over the high ground terrain or the trees or anything with the Giant's Ring. Because that means he did pick this item just to be big. He didn't pick it for the free pathing. He picked it to be big.
if I know anything about City Mouse, this guy picked it to be big.
Could at least get the side benefit of being much harder to kill. This time they're going to find the skewer back.
Oh,
It's on
no.
the raise, or BKB gets it off, but he's going to be dropped behind the RP. They're chugging away onto him, down to
what?
about half
This
HP.
guy.
See if they can't take him down. The armor from back. They're like, look at the damage. Let's take him down. He's got the buyback. Don't want to commit it now. It's Sasha's in. Sasha's taking some damage. He'll go down as well. Time
Gee,
for pair
is he
kills for
dead?
Boundless. Maybe
Oh,
gonna
he's
make him a
fine.
third. As Sam stuck up on the high ground. Legion King, extra spirits on the exorcism. Talked about this 5 not having much impact, at least this time. Will find the kill onto the Hoodwink for his team.
Oh no, despair. How do you let that happen? How do you get skewered? I mean, actually, I do know how you get skewered. He's just bored. Like, I would also be bored.
Yes.
So I cannot blame him. You know what?
Yeah, a
He's
little
definitely bored.
bit of mental fatigue coming through. This series started at what, like 8:40, something like that. Now 10:23 local time.
I
And I
think
hate
it
to say
must
it, but
be being tall on them.
I feel like if Boundless win this, I do not see how Benchwarmers can mentally recover.
I think it's already hard to mentally recover whether they win or not, because this game felt
No.
like basically over at what, 22 minutes, 23 minutes. Like they were pushing down the bot side. They had full control of the triangle and their own jungle and the enemy jungle. Like there's just
Okay,
felt like there was no
They
play.
still have an 81% chance to win. I mean, this. I think this is a little generous.
Yeah, Gabe favoring the mega creeps a little bit, but they're gonna whack away at the tier 3 tower. Use the glyph. There you go. They still have
Honestly,
the free
it seems
glyph.
to me like Boundless is winning.
I might not go that far, but
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Rax getting chunked away. First glyph already burned through. They're trying to hold on to their buybacks here. They don't have one on Hoodwink, of course. Was expended prior to that last fight. They do have one on Sasha. But City Mouse, the 4 Tiny just left. Oh, the skewer.
Oh,
They're going to
no,
find the
dude.
drag back. The RP as well. The BKB was popped. The Broodmother in a lot of trouble here. Less than 3. The Magic Lamp bailing him out as well as the Book of Shadows dropped over the top, trying to run away.
Yeah.
Falling low, but he
Okay.
will escape. With the respawn timers ticking down, Boundless don't want to stay up on the high ground.
Of course,
Hardcore.
Chica picks up Book of Shadows, and he knows this item is insanely broken. So he's a knower. He's a support player. He knows this item is good. And
This item is
able
insanely
to save
good.
his brood.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I
you look
agree,
at Chica,
100%.
he didn't get one of his patented 5s that has the save. He's not playing Shadow Demon, not playing Oracle, you know, none of these fun savey heroes, but 60 minutes rolls around and all of a sudden he's got the primo save.
And somehow no one dies there, which is. I mean, I think this Magnus here, he just capitalizes way too hard on people being bored. And that sounds really stupid, but if you're bored, you just want to run in, and if you're playing against Magnus, you will feed. And we just saw that with Brood, he almost just fed. Because he just wanted to walk on the side. You have to keep there's a mental stack, like you have to make sure you're not within X distance from Magnus. Otherwise you get Blink, and now he's in Netherlands, so you get Blink Horn Toss from like 1,500 units away, and you just have to realize, I cannot stand 1,500 units apart from
Yeah.
this Magnus, otherwise I'm dead. And the longer the game goes, the more bored you get. It becomes way harder to do that.
No, it's so true. And I mean, the mental fatigue is understandable in addition to the 67 minutes here, game number 1.
And
We're looking
once
at what,
again,
a
we do not
20-minute
see a
pause in the
Brood
middle.
Dire's
Yeah,
middle tower
it's
is
been a
under
long
attack.
time. And that was Roche, what, number
Dire's
5?
middle tower has
I think
fallen.
5th Roche this game.
Okay, the tier 4 tower just died.
Oh no, exposed throne now.
They left the
Unhealable
cheese on
damage.
the pit.
No, they know. Do they? If this was like 2 patches ago and block of cheese was still bugged, they could have won the game already. Really.
Where is the cheese?
It's still in the
pit.
pit.
Oh, okay.
They know. There's, I think someone's going to send a courier. I mean, I saw it getting pinged, so I hope they know.
I think everyone has
Everyone's ignored it.
much items.
Cheese is good
Yeah, I don't
though.
even think
This
any of
magic
that.
lamp on Brood, he's got regular brown boots. He has a billion move speed even without the boots.
Yeah, I don't know why this guy has brown boots at 68 minutes. Does he not want to upgrade them?
I mean, even if he doesn't want to upgrade, he could go magic lamp cheese, and it'd be you go almost getting killed, and you get the dispel. All of a sudden, you can press the cheese. You're full.
Oh no, dude, this Tiny is just playing carry. He's
Sweet
just
playing on
playing
Tiny.
carry now.
It's got the wind breaker too.
He has 691 last hits.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what 68-minute games will do to a man.
I'm still
Agi Blink
surprised he
AC.
doesn't actually buy Agony.
I know.
Like,
No, but he's a 4 tiny player. He doesn't know what the Ags does.
He definitely knows what the X does. This guy is he's I don't know, he's interesting item.
Yes.
But I think his items are fine though.
You know, there's
I would
another
like to see
hero with
Nax,
brown
but-
boots at 69 minutes.
Yeah,
Arc Warden.
oh my god, he has a pirate hat. I was gonna say, UFT Boundless now has a network feed, and now I just realized why. They just have 2 bounty rune spawners.
Yes.
Of course. This guy's just a nerd, man.
he has his hacks on the courier, by the way, and he just like left empty slot on the hero. Oh, okay, finally he did for it.
Maybe he didn't want to show his hex, I don't know.
You know what the funny
You
thing
never
is,
know.
too, though? Is sometimes we think about the Pirate Hat being the way to get supports back into the game in terms of a gold lead where you were losing the whole game. But they were losing so hard for so much of this game that the Pirate Hat is actually instrumental in getting their carries items. Like, we're 70 minutes
Yeah.
into the game, we don't have 6-slotted heroes on this dire side, and the Pirate Hat
I mean,
has
this
gotten them
probably
there.
now looks like he just started as a mid laner.
Right. This is 35 minutes into the game mid laner DP items,
When
right?
this guy had 7k net worth at 42 minutes, he just looks like a mid now.
But
Because
yeah,
he's
I
all
mean,
poorly. Got pirate hat.
Bloodseeker's still working on the items. Arc Warden just finished off the Hex, and that was after having the Pirate Hat for like at least 5 minutes.
You know what I mean? This Tiny's gonna have an Axe blessing. All because of this pirate hat. I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna run into Brood.
Refresher Magnus as well.
He's running into Brood.
He did see
I think
him.
I've finally found all of the tier 5 items. Oh, City Mouse is going hunting for the 70-minute Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, so now you can go from level 28 to 29. What does he get? Toss requires no target. I mean, this is pretty good.
Oh, he
And
almost
he's-
got found. He's going to be
well,
caught by the Gluttner as the BKB. He's going to
fine.
TP away.
It's fine.
No cancel here.
The Brood is not there.
How did that bushwhack miss?
That's the
He
big
has
one,
a
by the
power.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, how did that miss? I feel like that should have hit, but maybe I'm just bad. I mean, Sam, you remember that bushwhack yesterday? That was all that you missed.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the same thing happened to him.
City Mouse, this time no
There we go.
BKB, no
Oh, now
TP.
he
He's going to be
doesn't have
found
BKB.
again. Sentry wards dropped just
Oh,
out
of course,
range.
there's no dust, man. Get me out, dude.
And now looking for the skewer play. They're going to find the
Oh
launch back.
no, dude.
Sam, he's living through it all, actually.
Wait,
Now
why
he's
is
got the
he so
four-man
happy?
hook.
Wait.
He's setting the fight up for his team, but his team, they're not making the rotation through. Instead, the Hoodwink will just be caught out. It looked like the dream go. But they
How
weren't
is this
close
guy
enough
so
on
tanky?
Centaur.
Is that Magic Lamp? It has to be Magic Lamp, right?
Yeah,
It is a
like
magic
that.
lamp.
Is this
Yeah.
item broken?
I don't think so.
How? This took no damage.
I
Like the
I-
7
yeah,
pages of the
yeah.
game have been used for
I'm fairly
to get
certain.
absolutely nothing.
I'm fairly certain what just happened, though, was that they had the skewer avalanche toss, and then no one clicked him because he was in the air, and then the magic lamp just healed him by 1,000. Like
Oh, I see. Oh, he also has Greaves, and
yeah,
it gives you like a lot of armor when you're low. Maybe that could have been a factor. I don't know.
it really just looked to me like they didn't right click him at all. They just kind of were waiting for the magic damage to kill him, and it didn't, and it got awkward.
This one Sam, he doesn't know the build. Mea culpa, he doesn't know the build. He should buy Revenant's Breach. It gives him spell life steal.
Yeah,
That's the build.
no, very true.
I also don't really like the way he leveled up his talent. Like he goes for the Aghanim very early, but he didn't take the initial one, like the 50% spell life steal. I think that's kind of throwy, honestly.
Yeah. I don't like this guy's item choices, to be honest, or his talent choices.
Well, listen, they're making up for it, right? They said you took the wrong talents on Mea Culpa, so we're gonna force the game to go 80 minutes. You'll get level 30, and all will be
We're gonna
forgiven.
wait for
You'll
you to
have the
get
right
all your
talent.
items.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have like
City
we're
Mouse
just
again
gonna-
this time does have BKB TP available again, and
oh my god,
No
they
detection
just
still.
they just have no detection.
this is Blade
So-
Mail on Sasha.
Shadowblade
You
is
can
just
have a
broken.
gem.
No, Shadowblade is just broken in 70 minutes. You just can't hold detection. Like
It is true, but there's
It's
no
actually
gem
broken.
on anyone. They're not even like burying one. Oh, there is one on Hoodwink actually.
Modern Moonshine. This guy's way too rich, man. Get me out. I don't want to see this game anymore. This Alchemist is just like
He doesn't have Ag.
Arc has just not have any impact this game. He's just like pressing Pirate Hat on the ground. And
Yeah.
and somehow his impact is greater than every other hero in the game. Just sitting in base pressing Pirate Hat.
Seeing a rare venture out from Boundless at the moment.
Dire's Ancient is
Now they're winning by 19k. Maybe they can.
Brood's
take
throwing the
fire.
spiders inside of the Ancient, by the way. Just the spiders that are about to time out, he throws inside of the Ancient. This does no appreciable damage,
Dire are scanning.
but
Yeah, they
He's gonna
scanned
continue
top
trying.
and they just thought it was the same thing. But
yeah,
they tried 3 times without working, so they just stopped.
they are smoked up as 3 on Benchwarmers, but they're not gonna find anybody home here. I mean,
At what point is this net worth like fake net worth?
I
feel
think
like
already.
everyone is
I
just
think we are
six-slotted.
already at fake net worth. Yeah. No. One question that I have, and we might need to hold off if Benchwarmers are going to continue with this smoke this time instead of top
Okay, now
lane.
they go bottom.
They're going to run in through bot lane. They still have
Courier,
no
watch your
Brood
courier,
with
dude.
them.
Your courier's on the ward, man. Oh my god, he revealed it. Dude, are you serious?
But this is
Oh
this
my
isn't
God.
no. This isn't a real play because Brood is all the way back at the Ancients. Like less than 3 is
I
not
think he has
interested in
travels
this
too,
play.
though.
He does not. He has brown boots.
He still has brown boots. I'm gonna. Should I
brown
message
boots in the
this guy on
backpack.
Steam? Is it cheating if I message this guy on Steam and say, "Please, for the love of God, upgrade your boots"?
Yes.
That's probably cheating, right?
Oh,
Finds Tiny this
Okay,
time.
this
Has the
guy
Abyssal
should be dead
Blade.
now. Please tell me this guy's dead.
They will kill him.
finally.
Oh
Over
my
on the
God.
other side, Sasha's in trouble though. Caught by the rupture. Looking for the second stampede with the refresher, but nope, Stomp not gonna be able to
Can't.
play himself out of that one. The exorcism comes through.
Oh my god, dude.
And that's
This
a
game is
4
so
for a 3
despairing.
trade. would you believe that? Position 4 for position 3, even though Tiny
Dire's
really the
Ancient
position
I think-
1 at this point.
I think Tiny, yeah, exactly. Tiny is literally the guy who's carrying the game for Boundless. Like without this Tiny, they would have already lost the game.
By the way,
But-
Roshan number 6 in his pit, hanging out.
Cheese is still on the ground.
They didn't pick it up, dude. Start collecting the lotuses, man.
Jesus,
Like,
still yeah.
please. Like, who cares if Blocker Cheese's ass now? Just get it.
Yeah, if you'd
It's
rather
not
leave
like
it
you
on
can do
the
anything
ground in the pit.
Yeah, just use it. He has 6. It's 75 minutes. How do you have 6?
You have
I'm just
6 on the
saying-
Lotus.
UBC would have had 2 block of cheeses by now. Actually,
Moose
maybe
is
even
just
more.
trying to solo the Roche in the meantime. He's realized that 76 minutes Roche actually kind of
This
hits
guy
hard.
is just Chad. This Roche is way too strong. he has plus 456 damage.
Yeah, we're finally hitting the point in the game where Roshan actually is, you know, tanky and hits hard.
He has
We've hit the
unlimited
back end of
skill.
that curve.
He's just too strong.
Yeah. Yeah, no heroes in this game with the unlimited scaling, so...
And unlimited lag generated by the spider.
That is true, yeah. If anyone's been following along with the saga, we've not had any more disconnects coming in from Arc Warden, but the FPS counter on my game started at just over 100, went down to like 45. Now we are currently at 35. So if this game goes another 25 minutes, the stream will also suffer. You know, go ahead and turn your quality down to 720p 30. Save some of your bandwidth. Roshan, now going to be targeted. Benchwarmers. Round number 6. Who do you give it to? What do you think? Who are they going to give it to?
I mean,
Razor.
it's definitely Razor, but I just feel like there's no way.
Will be Aghanim Scepter as well. Razor already has the Ag. It's going to be a Broodmother Ags.
I mean, this Ag is like
Spinner's
this,
Snare.
I don't even know what this does. It just roots people. Oh, it's Hoodwink Ags.
Also,
I see.
yeah, it
It's
also
probably better.
it pings you when they get caught by it. So
But it pings.
like it like
So
on the
it's
map,
just like-
you put it down and
like,
it's like
it's just
a
for-
it's like a mine. It's like a tripwire.
So it's like training wheels. So it even has training wheels.
Yeah, exactly. So you put it down, they
That
walk into
is-
it like a tripwire. It tells you that they went there and it roots them in place. That's all it does, I think. Oh, he gave the Ags
I
away.
feel
Never
like it
mind, he
shouldn't
doesn't
tell
have
you.
it. Who do you give it to?
I feel like the Hoodwink. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I guess
feel
Hoodwink
like it
didn't have
should.
it.
But I guess Dota is now become a low skill game. I guess. So now you need to know when they walk into you, even though you see them on your minimap.
Well, the spell doesn't give vision, so I guess the idea is you put it in fog.
Oh, I see. It doesn't give vision. Yeah, I get it.
No, you just put
Never
it on
mind.
the
That
ground.
makes sense then. That makes sense. That was a terrible take then by me.
You know, the one benefit of it is it does reveal if you're smoked. Like, it still pings if you're smoked and you run into it. So you can kind of like set up areas, but it's not very impressive. Okay, the bots do play. City Mouse has been hunting. I'll give him credit for that. He has been hunting for...
He has been
The
making
entirety
all
of
the
this
space
game.
on the map. And everyone in this game is just 6 lobbies. Like, look at the networks.
Yeah.
Like, all
And
of
heroes
this
with
net worth is
buyback.
just fake net worth. It's just 10 fake net worth heroes. These
Well,
guys
Crystal
just
Maiden
effectively
still
have
has, Solar
30k
Crest.
net worth.
Crystal Maiden
Oh, yeah,
still has a
and she has
smoke in the
smoke.
inventory.
Yeah, she's struggling. She gets
But
struggling.
They're smoked up inside of the
Oh my
base.
God,
They've
this
got
is-
Razor
Are they
Ags.
not going to jump this arc? I guess not. They're just standing there.
There's the glyph. Now they're going to jump the arc. BKB does get it off. Not going to be caught by the stomp, but already taking some heavy damage. The BKB's on top of him. They'll take down the center. They'll take down less than 3 straight away. RP was dropped over the top. Not even sure they needed it. And now Hoodwink in some trouble. Feared away from the throne. They lose 4.
Oh no, they just lost the game.
It looked like such a nothing play. They just lose 4. Razor with the Wind
over.
Waker trying to play his way away. He's got the Aegis trying to BKB TP, but the Refresher, they've got the RP. They've got
Dude,
the
look at
kill.
Refresher.
All 5 of them have buyback, but
Dude, why didn't he put his refresher in his inventory? He could have BKB TP. Okay, now he's dead.
now he's just dead. Toss up. Lotus not going to help him. City Mouse takes him down. Actually, Mea Culpa claims the
I
killing
can-
blow, and down
I-
the mid lane they go.
I'm watching this game and I'm already tilted. I cannot imagine what the net worth, what the mental status is like on the Benchwarmers team. Like, I'm insanely tilted watching this game. So these guys must be like
It's got to be horrific.
5 RTZs right now.
2 buybacks come out as Boundless trickle into the base, trying to take down the bottom set of barracks. City Mouse gonna be the first target as Sasha splitting his attention over onto Leechy King. Leechy King falling low, pops the cart with nobody inside and walks his way away.
Oh,
He's got
no.
the rupture, but
They're not gonna get any.
won't be hold back.
Radiant's middle
5 buybacks come out and Boundless will retreat. Need to defend the creeps from the base.
Someone get this over with.
I think Benchwarmers should have just pressed F9.
So you asked earlier on, Jared, what
I
the
was
network
wrong.
lead was going to be for Benchwarmers at the end of this game
I was
number 1.
wrong. Negative
I'm looking
54K.
up there at 50,000 net worth for Boundless. And
How much do
still,
the buybacks cost? Like, it's insane.
quite a bit.
On, yeah.
Let's see, I
Like,
could just tell
I just see a bunch
you...
of...
I'll tell you what Tiny's is, because he's the richest in the game. Now, Divine Rapier on Tiny, by the way. The Tiny buyback costs 4,600 gold.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense then. They use like 4 buybacks. Or 5, even. You cannot be serious right now. I feel like the CM should have just built Revenant's Bruising out level 20, 250 attack speed, just started playing carry.
We see 3 level 30 heroes, Broodmother, the third one.
At this point, I don't see any way for Benchwarmer to win, except for everyone just press BKB and hit the thrones, and hope not to get RP'd.
No, they can do some random rat play. Like, I want to see... Okay, this is what I want to see from Yuki Benchwarmers. I want to see a Helm of the Dominator, and I want to see it in the enemy team's base.
Absolutely. Just inside of the trees, they can go for the epic rat play. And they have a pretty solid team that can do it. With the Razor, he's got the Eggs, he's got the Refresher. And there's one glyph to work with, but you can kind of whittle that out. I mean, the throne's exposed.
Or actually, they have another chance to win. Arcboard just crash out of the game. That's also a possibility.
True. That is true. I do wonder, like some part of me, if they can actually base race on Benchwarmers through backdoor. There's one glyph for each team.
The thing is, if the Arcboard TP's back and he presses bow.
But if it's just Arcboard, he could just die. Hoodwink gonna get picked off, actually. They're gonna commit the RP for this one. Gonna be inside of the
he gets Wind Waker.
He's got the Magic Lamp as well, but he will go down. 125 seconds on the deck. 4 versus 10 for the foreseeable future. 115 seconds for the Hoodwink.
I think they should just go through it.
I feel that when the Hoodwink was caught there, they should just all TP into the middle and then just straight to the throat. I think that's their only chance.
They should just do that like right now. But then Arc is already there, so they can't.
I know, it's feeling like desperate times for him though. Still Boundless. Don't want to overpress their advantage. Not sure what they're waiting for here other than...
Yeah, can these guys just...
Oh, do they have no creeps ever? The creeps are all the way back. They have no creeps ever. They can backdoor, but... Oh, I don't disagree, but I was wondering what they were waiting for. I didn't notice they had Megas in the top lane inside of their base still, so...
Empower Tiny, please! He empowered himself. Dude, you do like 2... This guy...
They're looking
like
for the bot racks here. This is like the lowest opportunity.
They will get it.
It's like the least valuable thing, though. 48 seconds for Hoodwink. I mean, I'm not convinced they want to take a fight in the base. I know they have the extra lives, but you're still just TPing to Outpost?
Finally, empower on.
Oh my god.
Now they'll find the skewer. See, I'm going to be dragged all the way back. That's on top of the Rupster. Check him. Tries to channel up the freezing field, but just gets cleaved down. City Mouse with that big tree in his hand. And they will even up the Rax advantage. It's another support down for 120. See how Benchwarmers are going to decide to play this defense. Hoodwink up in 10. They still have the glyph for the tier 4. But they need to be careful about the skewer. Brood on the back line.
These guys are just... These guys have not had creeps the entire time. And they're just throwing. Because they have Tiny Rapier.
Well, they can, and they're so scared of the skewer, they just can't even approach to try and make a defense. Sasha gonna jump in, one man up stomp, he's gonna look for the second one, gonna be silenced up, though. Now Mea Culpa able to pop the BKB, still less than 3, going to town on the Tiny, finds the RP on 2, those are the big ones, those are the cores, they're doing all the damage. Spinning Mouse with the tree throw over the top, he's living through it all, he gets out to the side, and no one died just yet. Luz gets the BKB off, gets the full heal. And they'll be able to reset back to the Fountain. Exorcism dropped over the top, and they'll back off. And Boundless might be forced out of the base. That's a miracle hold for Benchwarmers if they're able to complete it.
Oh, but they're creeps now, I think.
There are creeps. The Bushwhack going to connect onto a lot. This time the skewer back, and there's no BKB for Razor. Going to be caught by the Exhaust. Trying to save him with the cart, but not there in time. He'll go down as well. Less than 3. Doesn't have the damage. He can't stand up to it. 87 minutes in, and this game is going to go to University of Toronto. Boundless.
This is the worst game I've ever seen.
They will take game number 1. 2 hours, 15 minutes of real time. And we'll be back for game number 2. I don't want to talk about this one for too long because I think we could use a break as much as the players can. But any last thoughts there that we didn't squeeze into the last 30 minutes of pretty boring gameplay?
Thoughts? I don't have any thoughts. They're just like, that game just erased up everything in my brain. I just see Oracle pressing his pirate hat and just winning the game. That's it. That's all I saw. That's my thought.
Yeah, I didn't see the final net worth advantage actually. I'm not sure if one of you guys managed to catch it.
It was like 100K.
It's 70K, I believe.
70K?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that absolutely insane. And we were talking about the mental state. I think that one absolutely is just a destroyer. I mean, for both sides, but most importantly for the Benchwarmers side, that is to have the game slip away when you had such control at, you know, the 15 to 25 minute mark. All of a sudden the game goes so late and it just slips through your fingers.
A Seb quality speech from Chica Renham right now to get his team back into the game. Because I don't know what I would say, but he definitely has to say something.
Yeah, it most certainly is. And we're going to throw it to a break while they take a step out, go and, you know, hit the bathroom, wash their face, and we'll see you guys back here in, well, hopefully a few more than a few minutes with game number 2, University of Toronto versus the University of Toronto. Stick around. We'll be back in a few.
Para enloquecerme, pero voy a run the line. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. Sé que como un trofeo quieres tenerme, pero I don't need no one. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. No, 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 baby, no, 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 no setbacks. No, 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 baby, no, 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 this time. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give it this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad for me. I can't give it, I can't give it. I've already run with the wolves. Far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you, I'm stronger than that. Been to the dark side, I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger, I'm stronger, I'm stronger today. I'm stronger today. to smile and you started to make your way through. The crowd, it grew so loud, you and I didn't even care. I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear. I've loved you since
All right, we're into the draft for game number 2. We were just having a couple of first thoughts, so without further ado, I'll have Jared and Kinjiki take us away. First thoughts on these picks.
Okay, so I have no idea who's playing Winter Wyvern. I think it's Saeem. I'm pretty sure Chica doesn't play this hero. So should be a 4 Winter Wyvern. And we see the Tiny again. I'm very surprised that UFT was able to pick Tiny again. Especially considering that it seems like UFT Benchwarmers were on the first pick, judging from this picking phase. And they could have just picked Tiny, but they chose to pick Wyvern. Which, Sam, you're the support player. Is this hero good or what? Like, I feel like I rarely see it.
I mean, I don't really see Winter Wyvern played on position 4 anymore. I do see Winter Wyvern on position 5, and they mainly just go, buy boots, buy big dagger immediately. But yeah, it looks like they're going to put it on the position 4, looking at Starleague here.
Okay, they definitely, okay.
It feels like a tilt start to the draft to me.
So this is probably their plan. Considering how they won the last Alpha Lane super hard, if they kind of want to win their safe lane on, they just pick Undying. I mean, Chica, he does play this hero well, but judging from their heroes, these 3 heroes, they're severely lacking in stun department. So I'm not sure what they're going to do to remedy that. Oh, okay, this is actually, this AA pick is really good, I think, in my opinion. It's
I 100% agree.
It just stopped me in the middle of my sentence because I just see AA, it's against Wyvern, it's against Gyro, who's going to buy a Satanic, and against 0 jumpers. I think you need to punish this pick on your 18th pick if you're on Radiant, if you're on Benchwarmers, because if you don't, this guy is just going to Ice Blast, and you're going to have a Wyvern who's useless, and because your Gyro is Ice Blasted, and your Gyro is also going to be useless, so.
Yeah, I think if Benchwarmers went down this road without a clear answer, then I'm a bit concerned if they've kind of led themselves down a path where they need to find really key picks and, more than just in draft phase, they need to find really clean execution and make sure they're not getting 2-3-man Ice Blasted throughout the game. Seeing the Faceless Void come out in this 4th pick for Boundless, I'm actually not the biggest fan of the Void Gyro matchup. Gyro, I mean, I know the Satanic gets negated a little bit by AA, but you get Chronoed, you still have the Flak Cannon, or the Side Gunner, excuse me, in the Chrono kind of healing you up, and it's not, the most amazing feeling matchup. But I think Toronto getting this tiny Magnus lane that they like so much, and then as well as having this AA that really, to this point, feels unanswered, is a pretty scary start to the draft for Benchwarmers.
So this is my problem with the draft. They picked this Brew here. You're picking it against Void, when Void is typically counter to Brew. Now that's not really a problem to me, because Brew is broken. Yes. But why would you not just pick Brew on your 15 slot, and then pick a hero that's good against their 2 heroes, if you were going to pick Brew no matter what anyway? Like, it doesn't make that much sense to me. Now, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I just don't see why you would pick your Gyro so early, especially when Gyro can be a flex hero. You didn't have to pick this Undying with the Gyro. Like, this Gyro could have been a support. But now you pick this Wyvern, Gyro, and Undying in your first 3 picks, and you have no flex potential, you have no jump. It just seems to me like a little bit of a tilt draft. It doesn't seem like they really thought this one through, because I think this is a complete outdraft so far on Boundless.
Well, and they picked Undying Gyro so fast, too. Like,
yeah,
we saw the Magnus, and then it was just like, bam, bam, Undying Gyro. There wasn't time between the picks, there wasn't time, for them to have been talking over, so, I mean, there's a world where they expected the Mag to come through, but then it feels like they got blindsided by the AA coming out next, so I don't know, it's not the best feeling there, and you're absolutely right that if you're going to pick this Brew, in this slot, you could have just picked it, first, essentially. Not your first pick, but that first pick in this next phase, I mean.
5 seconds remaining.
And you're right, it's absolutely a solid hero that you can pick in that slot. It's not like you're too afraid of any potential matchup coming through. You pick this hero for reasons other than the lane.
Yeah, I don't know, Sam. What is your thoughts? You think this one's over? I think this one from the draft is. I can say it's honestly. I think it's over. I think it's super hard for Radiant to win.
Yeah, I really don't like the Undying and the Gyro together. Like now Tiny and Magnus can execute their combo easily. Like there's nothing they can like do because you play as Gyro, you push the lane, and then the lane just goes to the enemy tower.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes Magnus and Tiny combo way easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm really concerned about that same lane.
Typically, we see this Undying paired with like a Drow hero, because she slows, and like she can catch up to them and help the Undying stay on them. But this Gyro, he doesn't really do it. All he's gonna do is press flag, and like Sam said, now we press flag and the wave is under their tower. Like, guess what Tiny Magnus is gonna do to you? It just does. It seems like it's not really well thought out. I mean, I hope I'm wrong because I do want to see a game 3, but realistically, I don't think it's happening. And when you see the Kunkka, I mean, I think this is a good pick, but it might be a little late. They were severely lacking in stuns. Nobody's gonna catch this AA. And even though I think
they
Kunkka
have
is
no find for the AA.
Yeah, Kunkka's a good answer to AA because of Braum, but he's not gonna kill AA. And so this Brewmaster, maybe he can kill AA, maybe he doesn't care about AA. But
I think they have just adapted the Benchwarmers that AA is going to exist, and they're not going to prioritize this hero at all. I don't think. I think it's.
And we just see Ember. I think I'm not an Ember expert. This looks like a free Ember game.
It is quite a free Ember game. Like there's no stuns at all except for Kunkka, and maybe one for ultimate.
Yeah. So it seems to me like if you want to give the best player free game. On top of all the issues that we mentioned earlier, it seems like it's like at least last game they had a plan. Okay, we're gonna shut down this guy. He's high rank. We're gonna shut him down, and they did. But it kind of fell apart. But this game, it seems like they don't really have an answer to draft. I mean, Ember, he has to worry about literally nothing. I think like there's not a single thing he needs to worry about, and. Yeah, I'm guessing he just runs over the game. I hate to be so pessimistic, but this one definitely looks like a clean 2-0.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think the Benchwarmers are going to need to find some exceptional play out of lanes. If they are able to, take this Gyro Undying lane that we're saying is really going to struggle against the Toss combo, and if they're somehow able to exploit this, we could be talking about a slightly different story. If Gyro is snowballing from ahead this game, you can have problems with the Faceless Gyro matchup. So it's not like, things are necessarily over before they start, but what I think the problem is we're basically talking about them needing to find a lane win in a lane that we're kind of pessimistic about its chances from, minute 0. So Benchwarmers are going to need to have some exceptional play in the first 10-12 minutes in order to come out on top of this one, I think. I think if things are bad by then...
It is a winnable lane. There's a world where they can win this lane, and I think the world is if you hit level 2 first after pressing flag at level 1, and you press your tomb, then they cannot toss you because of the zombies, and then you have to somehow try and pressure them under their tower. Now, because you push the lane with flag and you're level 2 and they're going to be level 1, then you can probably secure a good advantage. But that seems to me like what they should be playing for, and realistically, the only way that they can win the lane, I think. Or really win the lane to put them in a situation that is good for the game, because they're not outscaling at all against AA Void. So they need to find another way.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Just an admin point, as it's not set up in the lobby. In case you did miss, game number 1, Benchwarmers lost a nearly 90-minute game, right? We were at 80-something minutes. Just because you can't see the score up in the top, so keeping everyone informed here. 1-0 for Toronto Boundless on the Dire this game. As the horn sounds, we get underway. Rune's going to be split 2 apiece. And the Benchwarmers trying to stave off elimination here in the NACE semifinals. Can't call them the CSL semifinals anymore. Rolls so much better off the tongue. But what can you do?
All right, looks like we have to watch the game from your cast because they started the lobby before we could join.
Oh no. Hopefully you can see. I know it's a little bit distracting. Actually, I can probably share you the actual game. I was trying to give you guys the replay as well, but this is probably cleaner.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna get denied. Okay.
Yep.
Oh god.
And there you go. Now we're live.
And he's dragging. Yep.
Yeah.
And essentially, he's just preventing what I said from happening. You just can't.
Yeah, this is just gonna negate. Yeah, any
I was
sort
gonna
of play
say
that
this,
you have, and yeah.
But forgot because. Anyway, yeah, this is.
No, it's a high skill play, and
this-
it's absolutely correct to do this in this kind of lane.
Yeah, he had the same read as I did. This is the one way they win the lane, super hard. And he's like, okay, well, if they're gonna do that, then I'm just gonna drag.
Yep.
And now,
Wait, he doesn't have skewer, right?
No.
oh, he doesn't.
Oh, he's got
Oh, he,
level 2
does,
now.
he just got it. He just got it.
He's gonna skewer him
Oh,
into
no,
not the
dude.
tier 1, but the tier 2 for the extra damage. Pretty
Oh,
body
no,
block
the
coming through.
Body block.
First blood for
Oh.
Magnus. And that's a rough one. That hurts.
I mean, I think they're mentally checked out.
Yeah, we were talking
think
after
you-
game 1 about the mental state, and you really do need to find some early momentum. Once you've lost a game like that and you're feeling on the back foot, need to find something to take away early on in the second game so that you can.
I cannot blame him because you do need to contest this as a time, right? But you just can't because you're against Tiny Magnus. So it's just a good play by Tiny, recognizing what he can do, and then like kind of subpar play because Undying didn't recognize what Tiny could do.
Is under attack.
Up top, Leechy King
Just
goes
enough.
down. Wyvern gonna trade off to the creeps. No, I think you're not wrong at all. And I think actually in a game where you didn't just lose a super long game, it's not even that bad a death. I mean, it is the first blood, but like you said, you have to contest that, and you know it happens. It's one of those plays that you put yourself in a dangerous position out of necessity, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. But in a game where you're already so mentally defeated coming in, it's so hard to take that as, you know, sometimes it
Yeah.
happens, and it's so easy to say, well, you know, this lane is over, and how are we supposed to play?
I
It's
mean,
just that extra
I
layer.
don't know how. I do not know how Benchwarmers feel about the draft, but all I do know is if I was playing on Benchwarmers and this was my draft, I feel as though we're already losing before the game started. And so just a simple death like that can be made so much worse. But mid lane, it's Ember is owning mid.
Yeah, 17-4 versus 9-1. See the rotation from Chickham on the Undying up to the top lane. They're trying the wraparound play.
Yeah.
It's gonna have the
So
tombstone.
A should be dead,
Yep.
but Jar would
It's
die
like
bottom
Faceless
lane.
able to get out, and to your point, exactly. Not even the skewer play under the tower, just run down outside of his
No
own tier
boots
1.
yet. Oh, he didn't buy boots. Interesting. I think might be a mistake.
And just back to your point on the mid lane, 5 denies for Ember right now. Up 11 CS as well,
21 less.
21 versus 10.
He's just doubling it up. And I
Yeah,
don't
this
think
is-
this is a particularly bad matchup for Kunk.
I was gonna say,
Ember
I-
wins.
Yeah.
I heard Ember wins. But I'm pretty sure it should be like 55-45. Not like anything like this.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
you're right.
nice deny though.
It should be like a pretty even lane. And I believe at one point Kunkka should be ahead, but once Ember reaches the level 5, then Ember will start winning the lane.
Oh no, he's gonna. This age
Might
is
just
here.
have him here. There's no chains. It looks like he will be forced out from behind the tower, but continuing the slight spam. No more regen on Kunkka. No supports dying, so not gonna have the bottle refill either.
He's gonna X himself.
Oh, he's got the
Yeah.
X, yeah, he's got the
Yeah,
XTP. Yeah. That's how you know I'm not a mid player. Just, I know that resource exists, but it is not on my radar until I see it for the first time in a game. looking for any advantage out of lanes for Benchwarmers, but it looks like all 3 lanes are slightly to majorly behind. Is it Sasha, the CS leader for his team, on this Brewmaster? He got off to a similar start in game number 1. Didn't end up playing the high farming off lane like we might have expected on the Centaur that game. See if he goes the Midas build up in this game number 2 on Brew, or with this crown maybe go for an urn. Yeah.
Is this Vessel? Yeah. I'm guessing Radiance is coming though at some point.
They did bring both the supports bottom on Benchwarmers to find a kill onto the Tiny. They did drop the Tombstone for that one.
Oh, Tiny's just gonna kill this guy.
Yeah, less than 3. Wanted to get aggressive. Knew the 6-minute rune was coming up. Wasn't likely to get it. Wanted the boat. Doesn't actually find the connection onto Ember. Ember gets out.
He just dodges it. Dude.
I can't believe that dodged it. I thought for sure that he didn't have enough time on the slight.
Oh.
Like, that was so on the edge.
That's 8,500 on war right there.
That's right. Talked about Ember being the best player, and he's definitely been the X factor so far in this one. Already 6 and 7 CSs. Just watching the replay as the slight, yeah, it was so barely. You guys can't see my fancy replays, so it's on me to have the analysis.
Oh,
RVP gonna find out the gyro, level 6 already. That is a very leveled Magnus, by the way. Level 6 here, 7 minutes in.
And this lane where you won super hard last game, this top lane, you're not going to win anymore because you picked yourself into an unfavorable matchup. And
no,
so,
on top of that, they've been forced to bring the supports away. Like, they're rotating the supports as a duo to try and salvage the gyro lane, but it's also not working as well as they would like it to. The one benefit coming through, or the one saving grace, maybe I should say, is Sasha does have 16 denies on the Brewmaster. So Faceless Void, yeah, still level 5 and a half.
What's happening?
So
yikes! I don't like the build, but you know what? It's fine. He's just rushing
I'll click off him and we won't see it, and then it's fine.
Okay, so
8-minute rune.
I see.
Once again, Boundless bringing Tiny to the mid lane in support for this rune. It's going to spawn on the bot side, the remnant there, and amplified damage going to be bottled up for the Ember Spirit. What do you think? Is he going to make a rotation with this amp damage rune?
Yeah, I think so. He'll probably TP base with his remnant and like get mana, and then we'll start playing the game. Either that, or like there's this really weird play where you run back to base and then just TP to your safe lane.
Yep.
Which he might actually. Okay,
He has TP'd back to the base.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Taking a look up in the top. Brewmaster hits the level 6.
He's just rushing Maelstrom on Void. He's not going Madness. And Gyro on him. He's got queued up. Can you see what Gyro got queued up? Oh, so he's just doing the standard. Alright.
Yeah, no fine. Falcon Chrysalis. Okay. Oh, in the mid, they're gonna have the boat dropped over. This time not gonna be dodged by the slight, but Ember able to get the remnant back under his tower. City Mouse in some trouble as they brought the Brewmaster to the mid.
Yeah, there is a split.
Yeah, not forced to use it though, so trying to get out. There's gonna be slight spam coming through. The remnant might just force out the split. Nope.
Okay.
Gets up to the high ground.
He knows his hero. There's no chance.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows his hero. I think this is the best hero. So
yeah, with the amp damage Ember with the slight spam coming through, it's brave to hold on to it because the one extra is like right on the edge of having damage.
Alright, so the despair has kind of ended a bit. I think they're a little stable now in the lanes. They're coming out not so far behind, less than 1k. Could be worse, honestly.
Yeah, Gyro, after dying twice in the lane, has managed to recover as well with the stacks up behind his tier 1 tower. And
is under attack.
Tiny has been playing mid for the last couple of minutes, so Gyro's been able to secure lane creeps for himself as well.
And he has been playing mid, and they haven't been able to kill the Nuka. So, you
Yes.
see Saeem, he's tilted.
Magnus again rushing Blink this game. I am actually not
Yeah, this
sure
game
how
I
I
don't
feel
think
about
he has
this.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think he has to this game.
I think on Magnus you actually sacrifice a lot to rush a Blink. And
Yeah, I agree.
again, I don't know what impact you're really looking for with it this early. Because it really is just a Blink RP that you're looking for, but if you make and miss one move with the Ember with this Blink RP, which I think you have to do with this kind of draft. Maybe it's enough with the Ice Blast and the Tiny actually, and they can find a kill.
I think his idea is he's just gonna be the enabling guy because he has a Tiny, he has a number. Like he wants to make stuff happen early. I don't think he has to, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
and
Yeah, I
personally,
just feel
don't
like
it too much.
Echo Saber and push down this tower or something could have been the same thing but richer.
Yeah,
I don't think there's
Think
too
so,
much
too.
rush on getting this Blink up is all. We'll find the Blink RP underneath the
I'm
tower
gonna miss
now.
him out.
The drag back into AA, I think as soon as I say it, right, it's bound to happen.
Stun.
Leech
Okay.
King caught by the boulder. We'll find the lift onto Mag as well, but no more teammates coming through, so Sasha just gonna
Does
have to
he
go
even
for
have
Leech
enough
King
damage?
here. Yeah, he's got the second boulder
He
coming
does.
through, so
Okay, I see.
should be enough. Tiny's making the rotation over from the side, and a nice
Oh my
timing.
God.
Blink. Sasha dragged underneath the tower. There will be more
He
than
should be
enough
fine,
health.
though.
Diddy Mouse coming
Oh,
through.
he's not fine.
Dire's top
Yeah, no, the
Unless
avalanche,
he-
the toss, and the Power Ranger TP's
Chrono.
coming through. The rest of the team shows up.
Chrono him.
Takes a long time to kill off this Brewmaster, but they will manage it, and they'll most likely force down the tier 1 in the bot as well.
Normally, I'd say this is a grief TP bot Void, but because he has Magnus, I think it's fine. You just TP your Magnus to get empowered. Like, it's a normal rotation.
Yeah.
But so he almost has a Maelstrom, and okay, but they're giving up top. I don't know what is Wyvern building. Is he just building Mage there, or is he like he's rushing Blink?
Blink
I
rush.
see.
I think this is the correct build nowadays on the support Wyvern. Really
I
are
don't
just
like
playing for the
he
old.
doesn't level up the E. He doesn't level
Oh, I
up
meant
the
item wise.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on. You can continue
I
that
feel like-
thought. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like when you're playing a support weapon, you don't want to max out your Q. You just want to have like max out your W and at least one level of your healing. Especially against like Ember Spirit, that's a lot of damage, and Chrono Spirit as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if I was Gyro in this game, I would love to buy Satanic like second item, unironically, but I just can't. So I don't know what I'm buying this game. Like, it does not feel good to buy BKB after Ags for sure, playing against Magnus Void. But then I also can't buy Satanic. I can. SNY is also kind of useless against Void. I just don't see what he's supposed to buy.
Yeah, it's a hard one. The A really throws a wrench into your plans as Gyro.
Like, maybe SNY makes sense. And then maybe I just build Satanic anyway. I just, like, pray that I can survive the Ice Blast with my status resistance.
Or maybe, you know, buy Blink Dagger and predict when Void jump on you.
No, I think I saw the Game Leap speed build. It's Blade Mill Gleipnir. Maybe you should do that.
You know, something in my head is doubting that one. I do think that Gyro probably will just go standard Gyro with, you know, Ags, Satanic, and, you know, pray to survive through it all. And then have the
I think
Satanic
he
for
needs
like
an
after
SNY
the
if he wants
fact.
to do that. If he wants to do that, he needs SNY. You're not going to survive if you don't have status resistance. You need to, like, make the A blast
Yeah,
last be as short as possible. So
it's a good point.
he's actually quite poor now on Gyro.
Oh,
I thought he would be more farm.
I thought that smoke will be popped by the Ember.
It's very close.
Yeah.
No, you're right. He is actually suffering in the net worth.
Can't go
Which is
top
kind
here.
of surprising.
He
He
might die.
went triangle, he went okay.
Okay, he has to.
Defensive
he did.
chrono? Yep.
It's a win.
And this will be counterplay.
They were
There's a
coming
split
up
though.
from behind and
Is he on purple stance? If he's on purple stance, he can't die.
it's on blue stance at the moment.
He's gonna switch as he walks up.
And
Why is he not switching it?
No, he's staying on
Okay,
blue stance.
not
Tombstone
bad.
gonna be dropped and looking for the supports on the back. Ember has the one remnant close, and that's the only one he
Okay.
has actually. He's gonna be dropped
He's
right in the
kind
middle
of
of the
a-
primal split. Last remnant
Urge
underneath the
on full
tower. Actually
Oh,
has
the
one more,
X.
but now X'd up. Gonna be caught by
Oh,
the
nice,
boat, taken
nice,
down.
nice boulder, nice boulder. Okay,
Legion King as well gonna be found. Did find the Ice Blast, but
and he's on. He's
That
fine.
is-
not gonna have enough damage to take anyone down. The mid tower as well. Who's connected for
Radiant's
this one?
bottom tower is under attack.
It's one way to get yourself back in the game is to take a very solid fight in the mid.
Dire's middle tower has
Primal split a huge
Okay.
enabler there.
I mean, now there is a gold league. I mean, I think they still do get outscaled, but there's. Is that a minus on Tiny?
I just on tiny.
I did see the Midas get used, yep. City Mouse got the taste of the carry life in the last game being so long.
I can't.
He wants straight back in. Gonna be caught
Nice
out.
duel.
Actually, gonna drop
RP.
that RP for
I
it.
think that RP is unnecessary.
Yeah, I think so too, but.
So do I, but they will find some more kills. Oh, check him. Actually trying to run away. Nope, the Remnant ends up taking him down, and a little bit of save your buddy syndrome. Benchwarmers
Oh no.
gonna throw all the heroes at him.
And the tip.
Yeah, understandably,
Yeah,
right? They just
yeah,
went
yeah.
one by one by
The
one.
gold lead just went into 2k gold lead for Boundless. In my book, that's called feeding the chicken before you eat it.
Yeah, they had used all the spells in the mid, actually. They're pretty cooldown dependent with the Tombstone, with the Primal Split.
Radiant's middle
Just
tower
kind of whittled themselves away one by one.
Yeah, I think the overzealous, they don't have any spells, pretty much. They don't have this ghost chip, negate the damage, or split. But now we have
Oh,
Orchid
Gyro
on
in trouble.
Puka.
He's gonna be found. The Blink Dagger grabs him with the skewer back into the Ice Blast. The call down, trying to hold him back, but will be found by the Ember. The tip's gonna come through.
Oh, he messed up? Oh, wait, what?
Tombstone on
He
the
was
high
with the
ground.
Remnant.
Ember, no more remnants,
Dodge the
actually. He's
pullback?
gonna go
That's
forward.
crazy.
Knows he's in some trouble here.
Oh my
like that's
god.
We'll trade out for the support. Oh, the skewer on the high ground. Wait a second. Okay. Jiki's got the decay. It's okay. Chronosphere onto 2. Gonna find the Undying. Brewmaster has the Primal
there
Split
no
available
TP on
again.
Puka?
Not
Did
gonna
you
be
say
forced
okay?
out. Oh
He
no.
just doesn't have TP.
He doesn't have
33 seconds.
Oh,
No,
30
not like this.
seconds. He's dead. He's just dead. Yo, kill him.
I think this AA will just like keep him there forever.
Is it more
No, he
valuable
can
to hold
die.
him there
AA can die.
forever?
Just kill AA, dude. Oh no.
Oh, not like this.
It's
They don't have
falling
vision
apart.
on the high ground, so.
Oh, Magnus is looking to skewer back him.
Magnus was looking to skewer him. Yeah, he was hanging around. But they don't have vision on the high ground anymore. They were needing that that ice vortex.
He's gonna shockwave and he's gonna get
Oh
pulled down.
no, he's found him
Please don't
again.
do that. Don't shockwave.
X smart. Okay, now the
He
TP,
missed
now
the
the TP is
combo.
gonna make it.
Oh, and the bait.
Saving Private Kunka. Now Leechy King with the TP out. City Mouse will be in trouble. Blink Dagger on Tiny off the back of that Midas, but
Wait, he already has a blink. This guy
Yes.
is insanely rich.
he is wealthy.
God, he has a blink and a Midas.
He's a Blink and a Midas. 19 minutes in, by the way. Was a fresh Blink Dagger. But he got the Blink around the same time as he did last game with just the phase boots. Right? That was
guy's too good.
18 minutes.
I believe it's 17.
Ember gonna be caught or
Yeah, he's not gonna die, right? Yeah. It's
Yeah, the Illy Rune. Yep. Wasn't sure though, because if they knew he had it in the bottle instead of dropping boat, you can try with the X mark.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think so,
things
too.
get spicy.
They might have just not checked.
Yeah, no, I think they were caught off guard. It's not a guaranteed death if he does get X there as well, because he's got the slight to try and dodge the pullback. It's still a pretty hard combo to execute.
They still find him.
scanning.
Yeah, they are hunting.
He scanned that? Oh my god.
Sam has found though, and this time caught by the Orchid. No
He's
Illu
dead.
room to play with. Will certainly be killed off this time. One slight is
How
all.
worth it was that though? Like that was a long kill. They went for mid and went all the way top for this kill.
As soon as the scan came through, though, the Boundless team, supports and Magnus kind of chased their way up there as well. So it definitely helps out
Yeah.
that.
Okay, right. I didn't notice.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
this
were
is guy, he's
dragged
fine.
out.
Go on purple.
Look
He's
for the
not purple.
Avatos combo, RP.
He switched it? No, he didn't.
Red stance.
He couldn't get off. He couldn't get off in time. I think he tried like in between the
Oh,
avalanche, but
that's a Chronosphere for an
used-
Undying. Yeah.
worth it, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Dire's
Like,
middle tower
this Void doesn't have to carry the game. He just has to have like some semblance of farm, and they'll just win the game, I think.
Yeah, right now it's the Ember and Magnus show for sure with side of City Mouse.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tiny, see how rich he can get in this game. Going for the Echo Saber next.
Oh god.
At least it's not the Octarine on top of the Midas.
He just saw his Bloodseeker's net worth last game and just wants to play carry now. Just doesn't trust his teammate.
I'm telling you, these supports, they get one taste of having lots of items. You play a long game, do a lot of damage, click real hard. That's it. You can never go back. Smoke gonna come
Yeah, they're
through,
just smoking
Benchwarmers.
up. They have no farm. Like, they're just not farming at all.
Yeah, down
This is kind of
6k.
like what I was mentioning earlier. They just don't farm.
They
It's
do know
just
there's no
really weird.
Chronosphere to work with, so looking to make something happen. Ember. Caught by the X Mark this time, not able to dodge out,
Oh,
and now
nice
going to be
timing.
arcing it up,
Nice
dragged
timing
all the way
by
back, caught
Puka.
by the Torrent. Sasha has the Primal Split,
Yeah,
still
yeah,
not committing
no,
it, now
and
finally
dash.
going to get it off, but one more Remnant comes through, and Ember trying to
Urge.
play his way away for now. Maybe still in trouble, now going to be stunned, maybe?
He's
No,
not
no
urging the flame
stuns.
guard.
Oh no.
Oh,
Thought he was
very
going to have the
bad.
Tornado at least, but not able to find him. Now just extending
not-
out of position.
He's
And
just not purging it. Not
Puka
purging. Wait, he
XTPs
X'd
himself trying to reset. Oh no, this could be
He's gonna get
disastrous for them.
skewered, dude.
Is under
It's got the blink.
Ooh,
Now
where's
they're gonna
the
find the
skewer?
skewer
Okay,
back
there it
all
is.
the way in, and Ember, well, gonna be caught
Oh,
by the
this is
Winter's
big.
Curse. Not a ton of damage coming over the top. But
Okay,
Luz
oh my
has made
God,
the
he just
rotation.
pulled
They're
up
looking
with
for
a
him. The
fall
RB
down.
dropped over the top, and now Ember living through it all. Gyro's caught down. Triple kill for Ember. What an ugly fight for the Benchwarmers. Trying to bait him out, looking for the curse play,
Radiant's bottom
but definitely not enough.
Oh my god. It's over.
Yeah, that is not a good one.
They
I think that's pretty much
layered the-
over.
Why did they layer the they layered the call down to the curves? Just like that was all their damage.
I
Once that
can't
was
believe he
gone.
XTP'd himself in that position. Like, there's no shot. There's actually
I
no
thought
shot.
they were just getting out. Like after they have split used, they probably should just leave.
Radiant's middle tower.
But
Yeah.
instead, this guy he wants to fight. Then
I was really anticipating that they were going to find, like, a boulder or the lift onto Ember somehow to chase down
Yeah.
the split pieces, but they didn't find any of it. He just ran himself all the way back to the tier 3.
and I was just waiting for him to purge the flame guard. He just
True.
no spells were casted. I do not know what was going on. Like maybe he had everything on cooldown, but I just didn't see any spells being used by Brew
Yeah,
in
I-
that fight.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't play Bruce, so maybe it was, like, just out of range on the stuns, and he was prioritizing the stuns super hard as Gyro. Gonna be caught under the Chronosphere.
Unnecessary.
Oh,
Maybe
Winter's
necessary.
Curse? Maybe necessary. Call down, once again, a little bit layered on top. City Mouse will be able to walk it off the boat.
Oh no,
Not
dude.
going to connect either. Tombstone drop so they can disengage at least. But Benchwarmers down 13k here, 25 minutes in. City Mouse hunting for more, looking for the toss. Not going to find it back, but will hold Sasha in place.
So
Just now to the side. Ember is in. Too early to go up towards that high ground, though.
I like how Ember doesn't want to buy BKB. I like the decision. He's going for a Manta. I think he doesn't need to buy BKB at all. He could even go Yules if he wanted to. Instead.
I mean, we have seen that he stayed alive throughout all those spells.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hunting. He's got the
He doesn't
TP
get
in
it.
from Magnus as well.
Yeah, that's why I said I like it.
Less than 3. Will be going down. Not able to make it up to the Twin Gate.
Is under attack.
Manta already complete for the Ember Spirit. 8, 3, and 8. And his head might be feeling a little bit lighter. This game 2 definitely going their way, where game
No,
1
but then
took
if
him a
his
while to
head
get
starts
there.
feeling lighter, if his head starts feeling lighter, he will play worse. Like, have you not seen these egoistas in pubs?
That's true. Dota is a dark,
they
dark
need their
place.
heads. That's why I'm bad at Dota. Because I'm a happy person. What can you do? You can't have everything in life. If you're going to be good at Dota, you have to be depressed and sit in your basement the entire day.
True. Yeah, 2 PMA of a player, MMR goes down by 1,000. Roshan will go their way as Ember Spirit already in the bot lane. Wow. This series been going on for a little while.
This Gyro is super underfarmed. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's 0-6.
Like, you pick Gyro because you can farm very fast, but you are under the faceless
Winter's
boy
Curse?
who doesn't actually have a good. What?
Magnus might just be going down here, as it looks like he will. Explodes like the pinata he is, but City Mouse able to jump on the back and find the kill, force out the primal split as well, and he's able to run himself to the side, but it's Mea Culpa potentially in some trouble, able to get the time walk off, has the Aegis to work with as well.
There's no
Who
ice
shows up to this one,
Gyro
trying to
can
raid
pull
boss,
up.
but able to time walk off to the side. Still staying alive on the Faceless Void, now turning it around onto Konka. We'll end up taking him down with the help of City Mouse, and Wu's stuck out in the middle of it all. No BKB still to work with, as he's going to be caught by the Chronosphere. Will be going down as Sasha Primal Split already committed, the last hero on his team alive. Will be going down. Make that a team wipe for the Magnus. 29-12 here for Boundless. Game number 2.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, I really can't blame Benchwarmers though, because like, if you've ever played a Dota game, like the first game, and you've chain queued, you know what they're feeling right now. It's probably way worse because they know everyone on the other team. So, I can't help but feel like they were just fighting an uphill battle from even before the draft,
Middle tower
which didn't help either.
And they took a less than 10-minute break, too. They took like
Yeah.
6 minutes before jumping into the second game.
Maybe they should have washed their face.
is under attack.
Need to slow it down, guys. Get out of the chair. Stand up, at least. 20k net worth lead now for Boundless.
Under attack.
You know, I know my head is a dark place. This guy did not get out of his chair. So he
Gotta
just
just
sat there.
keep darkening the mind. Tiny, by the way, City Mouse for a brief moment had surpassed even the Gyro in net worth. Midas, Echo Saber, Blink, Phylactery now as he works his way up towards that
Is
Conda
under attack.
that we saw do tremendous damage in game number 1.
This guy's like me when I have to fill support in pubs,
Radiant's mid
but like he's actually trying.
Some part of me hates that Dota's become this, where your position 4 is just
Dire's top
like carry V4.
I mean, I
why-
don't think it
why
should
is
have
it-
worked the last game.
Why does it have to be meta that Hoodwink can go dataless? Check him down in the bot lane, trying to hold on to this tier 2 tower. Will be going down. No place for an Undying in Ember's head.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
In the mid, oh, once again, Gyro gonna be caught. Skewer him back into the Avatos. Once again, the RP. Maybe not needed, but Willsong perhaps dropping it in celebration. The fact that they found themselves another kill onto the safe lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
So they TP across the map looking for kills. Less than 3,
just
potentially in
dead.
some trouble. Had the Orchid.
Radiant's bottom tower
Looks like the TP.
Oh,
We'll get him
barely.
out.
If he mounted, that guy was dead.
Yeah.
Radiant's
greed is
middle
bad
tower
play, I
is under
suppose.
attack.
It's fine. He was his head is a dark place.
That's right. Listen, all the failures, they're only motivations to make him stronger. Now is the
Gleipnir's
Gleipnir, so
not-
no TP's coming through for now, and Mea culpa in the meantime. He'll find the Chronosphere
Nice
set up
blow.
on the bot. This time, gonna be on to Sasha. No Primal Split coming through. Dead for 50. Mag not able to find the skewer back, but does force out the Chronosphere as the team does clean up Undying in the back. Make that a 3-for-0 trade as they're able to connect to their Faceless Void in the mid lane. 25k net worth lead here at 30 minutes, and I think it's pretty safe to say it's not going to be a repeat of game number 1, how this net worth lead eventually whittled its way to 0. Some 45 minutes later, right?
No, definitely not.
Unfortunately,
There's no-
Radiant
There's
doesn't
no
have
hardcore in this
Arborted,
game.
Radiant's
Yeah.
middle tower has fallen.
and
Still,
they don't have
Boundless gonna
time.
be disciplined. Gonna wait out for the second Roach, most likely clean out the outer tier towers, and that Roach 2 will be the signal to take out the rest of the game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think one Magnus.
Skewer. Found the gyro.
Curse.
Winter's Curse gonna hold him for now as Wu's trying to survive. There's no Chronos,
not-
so not able to jump forward. Is
Radiant's top tower is under
that a
attack.
blind
Did he
skewer,
not
by
use
the way?
A last? He did
Ember
use A
inside,
last
now
all.
gonna be caught out by the Orchid, but still Manta to work with. Now gonna jump forward, looking for more with the Gleipnir, gonna hold Wu's in place. Looking for the damage, and he will just have it up on the high ground. Gonna be caught for now, actually chained perfectly into the boat. But now finds the
So you can
remnant
just
down in the
1v5
low
on
ground.
that, bro.
Yeah, he had the shield rune, so an extra 2,000 HP to work with there. Another blink up onto the high ground, Tiny this time caught by the Orchid.
He's not dying.
But City Mouse, he doesn't care. He's gonna continue going forward. They'll drag less than
Stack
3
the
back
conduct.
underneath his own tier 3 tower. He will go down. Only
You just
Sasha
call
left
it now.
alive. And I think we're waiting for those 2 letters. 1 button on your keyboard, all it takes.
Radiant's top tower is under
For now, holding off is the elimination game, but this one as good as over.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Take out the top set of barracks and now back off. With the Benchwarmers team respawning, they'll have to reset. Roshan gonna be up in a minute, or could be up in a minute, excuse me, so see if Boundless don't reset and control this bottom half of the map.
Time is money.
Yeah, Benchwarmers ended up just falling a little bit flat, and Sasha did eventually, we haven't talked about him, but did eventually go back for the Midas Radiance build-up and start Earn, as we discussed in the lane.
Okuta get our Aghanim. They might be able to turn around.
I think
Yeah,
it might
there's no
just
way.
be too little too late at this point. Gyro, never able to find the farm, and they've just been getting rolled ever since.
Like, if this gyro just spawned with an extra rapier, they would not even be able to take a fight, I think. So, I don't see it anyway.
At the end of the day, too, I mean, what a draft from Boundless. Nice missile dodge there, but what a draft to enable this style of play, and Legion can get this free AA game where he really just does set up so much for his team.
Yeah, I think
Just makes it
completely
infinitely harder to
outdraft.
play. Yeah.
The draft is really good, and like Radiant draft is kind of bad. And it just so happens that their heroes are also good against Radiant's heroes. Even though I think Radiant's draft in a vacuum isn't particularly good either.
Yeah. Blinking on the backside, City Mouse finds the pick on the Chicken, gonna force out the Primal Split. Now falling low on the Tiny. Faceless is already pretty low to begin with, so not gonna be able to contribute too much into this fight. As Tiny does go down on the high ground, but the jump in from Ember has the amplified damage rune as well. Now the Chronosphere gonna catch his body in it, but not gonna matter as the Ice Blast comes over the top. They'll find the kills, they'll find the cleanup. Sasha once again the last one alive. GG, gonna be called. Game number 2 convincingly Boundless' way. They will take the series 2-0. Only 35 minutes for this game.
I don't know.
I think that sigh is exactly right. That is how this series felt, and Benchwarmers, I mean, they're going to be shaking their heads after that.
Benchwarmers won the first game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it said it was just the most boring series of all time.
Yeah.
I just wish they won the first game. I just wish they won the first.
It's always more fun when you see 3 games, but after tonight, I don't know if anyone really wanted to see 3 games. That first one was such a slog. I think even if you win that, it hurts so bad. I mean, it's just not a game that you like to play.
I mean, they definitely could have won that at many points.
Yes.
Probably by giving Brood agents. And like after
they misplayed a lot. Like when they're trying to go hard ground, it's always like 4 heroes on top, and then Broodmother is always on the bottom by himself, and then just get caught out into the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the thing is, we're watching this game. We're probably supposed to talk about this game, but I don't think there's like anything to talk about. This game was entirely dependent on the last game, I think.
I would agree 100%. This game was they struggled with the draft. We agree that they were playing an uphill battle with their draft. They needed to come out of lanes really strong, and right from the gate, their mid lane is going poorly, their bot lane is going poorly, and that just adds so much like mental pressure on top of already having lost a hard game. You need to come out early, you need to come out aggressive and find a win, and instead you just get handed more losses. It makes things brutal, and from that point they were never able to recover, and that goes for all their heroes kind of across the board. I mean, Gyro wasn't finding farm, they weren't able to play active on their other heroes. You know, Kunkka not able to team up, even Brewmaster with a couple of, you know, missed split opportunities. So it really does just show how one game bleeds into the next with so little time. And it's the difference between playing, you know, one random, you know, pub game, even one random stack game, versus playing series where you have to take the ebb and flow of the series into account.
Wait, I don't know what the team situation is like. I think I'm pretty sure if that happened to our team, I would just tell my team to like just get up out of the room and just go walk around and take the maximum amount of time you can. And it's kind of telling to me that they instantly got back to the game. Like they were
so
insanely
fast.
tilted, and they just snap picked heroes. And to me, I think you have to. It's really hard, so you have to kind of do a better job of telling your team like how to sort of relax and get back into these games. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you lost the first game, but it was one game, and you were beating their ass for like 99% of the game. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's not necessarily that much of a disservice to your teammates to say, okay, we fucked up, but like we were owning them the entire game. We might as well just go back in this next game, like take 10 minutes, just chill, and we'll have a better draft this time. But they just got into the game before we were even ready for the game.
Yeah,
and snap pick heroes, I think that should not be the approach you take in this situation.
No, I don't think so at all, and I think it's just rough. You know, it's one of the things that with NACE being a for-fun league too, like there's not a lot of stakes, and this is a team that went 7-1, you know, across the season.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of, you know, coming back from adversity in the regular season, and it, you know, not to talk about any of the teams, but there's really just, you know, 1 or 2 series where you really are going to have the pressure on in the regular season. So depending on how those go, I know they lost 2-0 to UBC, and there's not a whole lot of, you know, coming back and taking wins out of that. So I think it's just a situation that we're not too used to, you know, teams seeing. And it really does, you know, make or break your team in these difficult series, how you're able to, you know, progress throughout tough losses and tough wins as well.
Yeah, our first series, Sam knows this, our first time playing CSL. We went 8-0, and we just lost in the first round because we lost game 1, and then we were just insta tilted, and we just lost game 2. And I think it takes that to happen for you to actually learn what you're supposed to do in these situations. So I remember last year we lost game 1 against UCSD, but like we had we also like had a much better approach to the second game. Like we had like a clear plan, and it was just much easier because we've already experienced it. But I think if you haven't gone through like a tough loss like that, it's really hard to know what to do in these situations. It's just experience, I think.
100%. Sam, do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, so I do agree that taking a break is really, really necessary. If you need to play cool, otherwise, like you don't know what you're actually doing in the game. And I think that's what happened when they drafted their heroes. And you see, like they pick the heroes that are basically countering themselves. Like you pick the Brewmaster into the Void Spirit, Faceless Void, or the Snap Fix on the Gyro against the Magnus and Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they don't think like calmly, and that's what cost them the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we hop off, just to go through the bracket, I'm going to pull up the tournament bracket here. I see immediately that one of the teams forgot to check in, as is, NACE Legacy. But Toronto Boundless going to be moving up to the finals. They're going to be playing the winner of UBC versus Georgia Tech. That one's tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern. So make sure you tune in here. We'll be watching that game. We'll be watching you guys playing in that game tomorrow. So.
And before we go, do you want to get an interview with one of these guys?
Yeah, I don't have anyone to pull in here, but if you want to,
I have someone.
Yeah,
I can get my head is a dark place.
Yeah, let's drag him in here. You can send him the invite to here. But yeah, so we'll be seeing the UBC versus Georgia Tech game tomorrow night. I'll be casting that one here, same place, twitch.tv/CoolHandsDota. So make sure you stick around for that one. And the final is going to be next week, next Wednesday, theoretically, at 8:30. So that is the 17th of April, Wednesday, April 17th. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. That'll be the last match of the NACE season as we know it. Of course, we've been dancing around next year. The league will be a pay-to-enter league with not a lot of difference to this season's league. So I'm hoping that we get a lot of teams coming back, but we'll have to see what does happen. As for these plans, we're going to continue to be broadcasting as many games as possible, and we'll keep you up to date with any league developments there as they come through.
All right, I think our interviewee is in the staging area.
Yes, I will drag him in here. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Cool
All right.
Hands.
First of all, nice username.
What? It's ironic. It's Baby Luis's suggestion.
One
Second
day
of
we
all-
will have everyone set up with names.
Okay.
Second of all, how are you ranked 200 and you don't have a pro name?
I'm just not good enough to be in a pro team. Like, I just in game 1, my lane went pretty terribly. But it's okay. We just tanked it out to like 90 minutes or something. Hardcore in gaming.
So that does bring up game 1. We had a question we were talking about, I guess, some 3 hours ago at this point, real time. You TP'd on Arkward in level 3 to the bot lane. You set up a couple of kills down there, but we were wondering what the mentality is, because that's such a rare play. Like, we do not see that ever.
That was a game-losing play by the Max. I hope you know that.
Well, yeah, because I didn't get any of the kills, unfortunately. But
Yes. But what was the thought process there? Like,
well,
what made you choose that?
Okay, well, my thought process was these Broodmother webs are fucking my FPS so hard. I didn't know this, but this skin is dropping my frames so much. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go bottom and hopefully I can go get some kills, because I don't know if you guys were watching, but like I couldn't get last hits. It was like I was last hitting so badly. I could not deny anything. I was like, okay, I guess I got kind of tilted. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get some kills at bottom. And I just didn't get any kills. I had to walk back the lane with no boots. I was like, okay, I'm so sad now.
You mentioned getting tilted. Now, it seems to be that the other team got insanely tilted in the second game.
Oh yeah, no. After game 1, when we won, game 2 was wraps already. Like the series was wraps. Like
That's what I said.
Dude,
I think everyone on this cast agreed. There's no way they can win the series after game 1.
Yeah, like some certain players on their team, their Wyvern player,
Saeem, you're fine.
Yeah, Saeem. I'm pretty sure this guy probably got tilted out of his mind. I mean, you saw in the post game, not post game, at the end of the game, the Thrones exploding. He's like, "Fuck you guys." I mean, they just couldn't end the game. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why did you pick Arcor? That's literally cringe.
Dude, well, you get whatever gets us to win. We just gotta beat them. We gotta beat Team B. Team
If they picked PL, you would have lost, by the way. If you do pick Arcor, then guys beat this.
On a more, team note, how would you guys deal with a situation like that? So if the roles were reversed, how do you stop from getting so tilted after game 1 of a series? Because coming up to the finals potentially against these UBC guys, it's going to be a dogfight regardless of who does make it to the finals. So how does the team stay calm after game 1 in the series?
Like a 90-minute game 1 against Arcor, and then we just lose or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, any game 1, but yes.
And plus the fouls, don't forget about that.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, bro.
Well, usually for me, I just go to the bathroom, wash my face, like Sin-Q, then try and reset a bit, and it usually works. But like, I'd say on my team, I think we can reset pretty easily. Like, I don't think we get super affected by like a soul crushing loss like that, or something like that. Although one of our teammates, like my Pospar player, he kind of let's say we're playing rank, he gets like tilted really easily, and he just changed views.
City Mouse would definitely have tilted out of his mind if you guys lost against Park in 90 minutes.
That guy might have tilted a lot, but like,
also,
I think our POS 5 player is like IG King. He keeps his head he has like a really cool head. So
it's PMA.
I think he might be able to. Yeah, he's super PMA. He's actually the guy who's like making all our calls and stuff. And yeah, it's like extremely nice to have someone like that. So I think he would be able to calm City Mouse down. But like, as for the other two, like my carry player, my free player, I think they're fine. Yeah, I mean, there's yin and yang. So
yeah. So what does this win mean to you guys? Because going as recently back as last season, Toronto put together just one team. Now beating your school's other team.
Okay.
I mean, 15-1.
Now the real story. This is the real story is gonna come out now. So I know in the previous interview, Cheekham, he said that he got kicked by us. He said that we did not want him on the team, so we kicked him for our carry player now. That's actually false. That is like false. He literally kicked himself to make his own team. So yeah, he might try and convince you otherwise. I don't know. I don't think he's getting another interview on this cast anymore because he lost.
All right, Pete.
That's right. Out of here, fools.
Okay, wait, I have a question. So how do you think? What would you say to Chico right now, who now got outperformed by an ancient player taking his slot when he's like 7,000 MMR? Do you think?
Well, I'm not saying anything, but like, just look at the statistics, look at the players, and like, that's it.
Damn.
One of them, we haven't actually gone to the finals yet. I mean, now we're going to the finals. Last season, it was this series, like the game right before the finals,
series,
that we got bombed out. So I guess it was the players. Like, I don't know.
How do you feel like not playing Tiny mid and Spirit Breaker mid? Do you feel like it enables you to play better, playing heroes that are actually good?
Yeah, I think I guess maybe a different person drafting was also contributed a bit to our win. Elijah King was one drafting this time around compared to last time. Yeah, I mean, it's all.
Make,
You know,
make
Chica's
sure
a good
Chica
player.
doesn't
It's fine.
see it.
So-
It's all good. It's all good.
So does this
It's
win
fine.
mean something special to you, or is it just another day at the office? Another
Yeah,
day
it's
playing
huge,
Dota?
especially to our carry player. The only reason he joined was to beat Chikorita. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, tomorrow I think we're going to like victory dinner in Toronto.
That's
There you
crazy.
go. There's no
Are you gonna have
outside
full
stakes on
hand
this
stream
game then.
You're gonna have cool hand stream open tomorrow.
True.
Oh, for
Are you eating dinner?
for your game, the UBC game.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech UBC,
Sure.
other semifinal.
You can go watch cool hands when you're eating dinner. That's what we did last week.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure that series will go to 2-1.
Do you guys have a team that you'd prefer to play against, or is it not even on your radar yet? The finals.
No,
You want revenge?
I don't think we have a. I mean, we could get a revenge, but then like, if we beat
But it's,
UBC and UBC beats GT, then hopefully that just implies that we would beat GT. But I don't know.
it's okay, Max.
Like,
Your
I
revenge
don't
is
want to
already
beat both
set.
teams. But yeah, it would be pretty nice to like have a rematch with GT and beat them.
Did you guys already play them?
Well, yeah, but like now it's like now the series is 1-1. So
Oh, I see. I get it.
That's
well,
right,
actually, it's
that's right.
1-0 with our new carry player.
Yeah. Without Chica.
Yeah, without Chikorita.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's watching this stream. He's gonna come up to my house. And,
Not like this. All right, you heard it here, folks. Chicky was kicked, hated by everyone at Toronto.
No,
Don't
he
need
kicked
him
himself.
around
He kicked
anymore.
himself. He made himself a villain, like for no reason. Like everyone was chill, and then he just kicked himself.
Well, it was a fun series, at
Oh.
least a fun couple of games you guys put together. Looking forward to see you next
He's
week.
lying.
That was a somewhat fun series.
Yeah, not very fun for our opponents. But like,
No.
How was that fun for you guys?
what? Because we were like, I don't know, something about being on the back foot. Like, you know, when you come out of a game, even though it's like you're just tanking through it, you feel like giving up. All the pressure's on you, and then like all the pressure's on like your team because they're winning. I'm pretty sure they had like 99% win rate on like Dota Plus or something. But then you just tank through it. You have to push through, and then you just come out on top, and it feels so good. And then you just win game 2 like that. Like you just automatically win game 2 as well.
But that's a fun
Yeah.
fact. At the end of that game, Radiant actually have like 55% win rate, win probability still when they're losing.
Really?
After game
Yes.
2?
Oh,
No, game 1. Like
Oh, game
when,
one, okay.
when we're like hitting their base.
when you're hitting the throne, Radiant actually still have 55% win rate for some reason.
Oh, no.
Dude, it was 100k net worth swing. That's insane. It's such a bad game, man. Nice pirate hat, by the way. You're actually a nerd.
True, yeah. I think that might set some NACE records for, gold swing and all that.
Oh, nice to know. We'll be in the Hall of Fame if there is
That's
one.
right.
I don't know.
Need to make some record books, put them together now.
Hall of Fame.
But no, thanks for joining on. That was all the questions I had. So unless you guys have some more,
Sam, do you
Sam,
want to ask
Jared?
anything? I'm done. I'm good.
No, I'm pretty much done as well.
awesome. Well, yeah, thanks again for joining on. We'll be looking forward to seeing your match next week against the winner of the next semifinal match tomorrow at 8:30. So yeah, thanks to you guys for joining on casting as well. It's been a lot of fun. I think we all appreciate having the insight from you guys.
Actually, just to mention lastly, we actually thought they were gonna pick Ogre Magi because there's this certain skin in the game which is known to make my computer, like, my frames just go to like single digits, like 8 or something, because I'm on a MacBook. And we were actually very surprised that they didn't pick it in game 2. But props to them for
By the way, Paul has the skin.
respect to them. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Leaking
Oh no.
the strat.
UBC
Oh
is
no.
coming out. Oh no.
So you're saying
yeah,
pick Ogre and Brood and you just can't play. You're not allowed. 2-0.
Yeah, you just lags.
Yeah, I mean, we may or may not have something cooked up for the counter the FPS dropping.
You even use it? I feel like you had to use it, right?
Okay, I'll just say
You
right now.
disconnect.
Mid-game, midway through, yeah, with the long pause, I just switched over to I was borrowing a friend's laptop, my pause one's laptop. I just switched over to it. That's why I was DC for so long, because I had like Windows Update and stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
Took so long to...
I told you to try it. Why didn't you try it? You actually just put it up like 1 second before.
Yeah, well, yeah. So basically, if they picked Ogre, we would have still won. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
That is absolutely amazing. Thanks again, guys, for hopping on. I
Alright,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, cool hands.
Let's see you maybe tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but who knows?
Yeah, for sure. You guys win, and you can come on and talk about it.
All right. Thank you for having us. See you later.
All right, and thank you to everybody here for watching. Like I said, we will be here tomorrow, but you know, having people watching always makes it more fun, gives a little bit more stakes to these games. And if you're still here, hopefully you appreciated today's little change in format. Got some analysts, got some post-game interview. I think I like to have all that extra content. So thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you tomorrow here, 8:30. Come tune in at twitch.tv/CoolHandsDota, or check out VODs from earlier in the season, earlier in the playoffs, or the regular season. Those all should be available. Same place, just go dig them out. Till tomorrow, stay happy, stay cool. I'm Cool Hands, signing off. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.